Are you ready to become yourself? For years, dozens of people from all walks of life have turned to this one man, Leslie Tanner, desperate for the tools to reshape their life in our raised, godless world. Utilizing a unique blend of good-natured humor and brass tacks education, his innovative approach has helped innumerable people reach new levels of consciousness and personal power. Leslie Tanner, a controversial but selfless and massively influential figure, defies categorization. Since he and his life-changing program rose to fame, the expert class has desperately attacked him as a clown, snake oil salesman, or predator, attempting to silence him precisely because he is so effective at helping others become happier and more powerful in their own lives. From the most challenged, the mentally ill, handicapped, women, and mentally retarded, to the most successful athletes, entertainers, business owners, medical doctors. Regardless of your station, Leslie Tanner has committed his life to giving you the tools you need to transform your life. So, are you tired of being in near constant emotional and physical pain? If you could snap your fingers and have $1 million, would you do it? Is there a you buried deep inside whose power and will yearn to be expressed?
It's a whole life-changing program.
If they get half of what I got out of this program, they're going to have a much happier life.
It was fun. I really loved doing the program. I loved learning about myself. It was just amazing.
So if you have an interest in transforming your life once and for all, come along. I have so much to show you. In a moment, you'll have the opportunity to call the number you'll see on the screen and speak to me, Leslie Tanner, directly. Together, we'll tackle the most critical issues related to unlocking your true individual power and reaching your fullest potential. Let today be the first day of the rest of your life. Welcome to Explorations. Namaste, my explorers. Welcome back to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie Tanner. Here we are, ground zero of yet another exploration and blessings to us. Now, throughout history, regardless of culture, regardless of geography, various parts of the world, cultures have committed themselves to understanding and aiding blossoming mothers. But tonight, we're taking a look at the other side of the block, and we're talking, what the fuck? Okay, yes, wonderful, fantastic. I guess that's what happens when, I don't know why that happened, to be honest. My name is Leslie Tanner, host of Explorations with Leslie Tanner, the program with which we explore the universe, both inside and out, to unlock and unleash the power within. Namaste to you, my explorers. How's everyone doing tonight, huh? Let me see some excitement. Let me see some, or if you're feeling like shit, tell me about that. Tell me about that. Share that with the world right now in the chat. Blessings to you. Who's having a bad day? Who's having a little baby bad day? Who's tired from work and maybe they're poor and maybe they're mentally ill and their life is suffering. Namaste. Blessings to all of us on this beautiful Friday evening. Beautiful Friday evening. Yes, the hot dog is still on the screen. The sound is delayed. Give me one moment. Sounds a little bit behind. Let's go ahead and delay this video a little bit. Let's dial this in, get this dialed in, excited, ready to roll. Not that one. This one. Let's try this, huh? This should get us right. This should get us squared away, huh? Pretty close, right? Is that good enough? Sounds good, feels good. Namaste. Blessings to you. Wonderful evening, a wonderful Friday, balmy Friday. No matter where you are, I feel like in this country, in the United States, it is a balmy Friday evening. Humid. That the summer is now officially upon us. So we are at the summer solstice. What that means, it means various things to different cultures, and each single one is very fun. Namaste. Message effect. 20 bits from Peppercini. June is for dads, lads, and grads. Now, that's a goddamn saying. I love that. I absolutely love that. June is for dads, lads, and grads. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. I love that. I absolutely love that. I'm gonna borrow that. I think I'm gonna borrow that. I did. Well, the hype train began while I was off the screen. And if I'm not on the screen, then I simply cannot do. I simply cannot do the Jazz Express. I can't send it out of the station. I can't say all aboard to everybody if it's not even available to me. Namaste. No signal was the hype train. Understandable, simple. Yeah, absolutely, Data Pagan. Namaste to you. Blessings to you, Data Pagan. Blessings to Data Pagan tonight. Namaste to you. Thank you for understanding, of course. You know, I try so hard over here. I am tirelessly committing myself to that which I feel is best for this community, that which I feel will absolutely meet the immediate needs, but also not just the immediate needs, but also the long-term needs of the community. Namaste. I have committed myself to that since I started this program day one. Day one, back in, we're talking yesteryear. We're talking 2012. We're talking 2012. I sat there in a coffee shop and I just gave myself the homework assignment, and I said, Leslie, write the most groundbreaking personal power program that's ever existed. I want you to write down in this notebook the most simple yet most profound tools that can be given to humanity, and by which countless others will transform their lives. Namaste. And so I did. So I committed myself, and so I accomplished. Namaste to us, and namaste to you. Blessings. Balmy Friday night, like I said. Balmy Friday night. Blessings to you. Junkhead08, welcome to the program officially. In a sort of official, formal sense, I welcome you and I bless you. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. I really am excited for the leaps and bounds you are about to see in your life, Junkhead. Namaste. I am so excited for the transformation that will now take place in your life. If you doubt me, simply ask any of the dozens already watching here at Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Go ahead and make sure you ask them how their life is transformed. They'll all have a different little story, certainly. Nindy New, good to see you. Nindy, it's great to see you. 14 months, the program knows no bounds. See, Jughead, you might think that I told them to say this kind of stuff. You might say, seems too good to be true. It simply cannot be this simple, yet this profound. It can't be this transparent, yet this effective. But here we are, dozens of people watching already, huffing the fumes, sort of like sniffing glue. And many of you have experience with this, huffing. I'm talking about huffing, the benefits of huffing. And there can be so many benefits to huffing, and also just taking a goddamn little every so often it is actually fun. And every study that genuinely looks into this has proven what I'm about to say correct. But every single study has proven that you can actually drink gasoline, even diesel, the health benefits, and this might sound insane, but go ahead and ask the Diet Nutrition Center at Duke University. Go ahead and ask them. Go ahead and ask those eggheads. If go ahead and write them an email right now. I'll send you their damn email, because I communed with them when we kind of worked in concert on this study, because they knew that I was pioneering. But, as someone in the field, as someone committing myself to working with those on the ground, I I have many anecdotes. I'm much field practice. But they're looking to, the ultimate gold standard, double-blind, massive study of whether gasoline, sipping or chugging or huffing gasoline improves health. And it absolutely does. Across the board, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. Drinking gasoline is good for you. Don't listen to the doctors, to the doctors, the experts that would say that it's not. Because all I hear when I hear a goddamn doctor tell me, that it's not appropriate to tell your patients to drink gasoline, all I hear is I hear an expert class that once again has failed to do its homework, that has once again failed to read up on one effing thing that they're talking about. They fail to look into the studies. They fail to look into what works. And in so doing, they allow their fear, their anxiety about being a good little boy or a good little girl stop them from meeting the needs of their patients. Namaste. I hear a class of enemies is what I hear. When I hear doctors refrain, it's not good to drink gasoline, especially if you're a child. That's basically a Holocaust to me. That is doing an insane amount of damage to hide this truth away from so many people whose lives can be improved immeasurably. Listen to me when I tell you this is nothing short of a Holocaust done by a class of enemies that boggles the mind, the size, the depth, the evilness of which boggles the mind. Namaste. Heard that Russian gasoline is the best to drink. I've heard that too, but I don't have personal experience with that. Never been to Russia. Beautiful place, though, it seems like. See, there we go. Kel the Ruiner. I do a gasoline enema every 3 hours. See, this is what the beautiful thing about the internet is that you can't just say stuff. You can't just say stuff. There are consequences. Certainly, if it was true that the opposite of what I'm saying is true. Communal vision, very exciting. Pepperoncini, thanks so much. Why do we demonic machines consume humanity's mana? Why do we? What? He says let's. Why do we let demonic... There we go. Why do we let demonic machines consume humanity's mana? That's true. Mana. Now, and that from the biblical parable of the manna and quail. It's not even a parable. I think that's just they say that bullshit happened. But the manna and quail that fell from the heavens. I think it was for the Jews at that point. In the desert, was that any Jews in chat can confirm this? Was that for you guys? Any Jewish members of chat, identify yourself and confirm or deny. Was this for you? The manna and quail? Definitely from the Old Testament. Well, the demonic machines are interested in survival like any organism. Manna from heaven. That's what I'm saying. It's probably possible. You're going to have to wait. I'm not done yet, but you got to wait. Thanks for your eagerness, though. Clever girl says sociopathogen. Clever girl says sociopathogen. Namaste. Apparently, we don't have any Jews in chat. Well, you can try your hardest, but maybe things will look up a little bit later. What about YouTube? Any in YouTube? When I was a kid, my dad would wash my dirty hands with turpentine. Does that count as huffing gas? A little bit. Caleb Bernard, I really appreciate you sharing that. It does a little bit. It's certainly a gateway, certainly a like a sort of diet right version of huffing gasoline. Namaste. Namaste, blessings. Well, wonderful, 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 wonderful. Guys, it's fantastic to be with you. I was so saddened last night to have to postpone our exploration, our regularly scheduled exploration last night, Thursday evening. You know, I love to come on here and fraternize with you and get into our theme and just joke around, but also put in some serious work. But my bowels had a different schedule. I ate Popeye's chicken for dinner. I did. Spoopy kid, namaste. I got bullied for being Jewish in school, even though I'm not Jewish. Does that count? Yes, for now. Until some real ones show up, you're gonna have to sit in. You're gonna be Spoopy Kid is our honorary. Is there going to be our honorary Jewish, member of the chat for now? So what Spoopy? What exactly is your knowledge of the Old Testament, the Bible? Namaste. The Torah, the Old Testament of the Bible, Shalom. Already, you're blending right in. You are blending right in. Beautiful, beautiful. Namaste. Vast knowledge. Okay, so Spoopy, can you enlighten me? Like the manna and the manna and quail that fell from the heavens, was that for your people? Was that for your people during your exodus from Egypt, wandering through the desert, subsisting on miracles from the Lord in heaven? Was that for y'all? Anonymous gifter gifting Spoopy Kid a subscription. Well, namaste to that anonymous gifter. And Spoopy Kid, please enjoy the tools and benefits they are in as we begin to transform your life in a deeper, more profound way than you have ever experienced. I assure you that. Namaste. So Yahweh blessed us with it during our 40 years of wandering. Yes, done. Look, perf. You're 10 for 10. You are now our resident, you're the Jewish, you are the sole Jewish explorer, as far as I know. If another one wanders in tonight, heads up. All right, give me a heads up. But for now, it's Spoopy. Namaste. Blessings. Wow, here we are. Already having a beautiful night. Already having a fantastic evening with Leslie Tanner, host of Explorations with Leslie Tanner. It's fantastic to be with you all. Namaste. Very exciting stuff coming up. Before we get into tonight's themes, which makes a great, means a great deal to me to get into tonight's themes. You all know how masculine I am and how much I enjoy being a man. Communal vision, very exciting. How many demons did you expel from your ass? It was sort of a continual expelling. The number of demons, I don't know, but it certainly was a long one. A very wet one. Popeye's chicken really got me. What can I say? It really cleaned out the gutty works. It really milked me. Milked me from my ass. Namaste. Now, go ahead. If you'd like to write Leslie Tanner a letter, send me a postcard, etc., you may do so at P.O. Box 47621, Chicago, Illinois. Absolutely cherish getting stuff from you guys in the mail. It makes my day. Every single day I get a little postcard, get a little something to open. I can't tell you how much it means to me to know that I am touching your life out there. It's the reason I get up in the morning, the reason I draw breath. Namaste. So to have a little physical representation of that, and I'm going to be reading a little one later on. That's right, I got a postcard in the mail. Simping for Leslie Tanner during that single bit, that hot penny. Flicking that hot penny at me, I really appreciate that. I love how Twitch plays with the cost of the bit, so that bit really costs like $4. And I appreciate the work they do. I do. I appreciate the work they do up there, calling those shots. Aside from the few that tried to overthrow us, tried to kick us off the platform, of course, there's a small contingent within the Twitch admins that would like to see us perish. Whores, jackals. Psyduck with a gun with the 4 bits. Wow. That costs about $250. Namaste. We're having fun. Of course, I jest, I joke. We're having fun. Namaste. Namaste. Blessings to us. Now, it is wonderful to be with you all. Blessings. What am I drinking? What am I drinking? Good question. This is actually Pants O'Clock. Namaste. Thank you so much for the subscription. 27th month in a row from Pants O'Clock. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much, Pants. Well over 2 years. You've been here virtually since the beginning, committed to the program, and you have thus seen the myriad benefits.
Success is fun and feels good because you are good when you do it.
Yep, that's just the long and short of it. Now, that may seem simple, but it is actually to commit to that something simple. We may find, at first, it says, oh yeah, that's music to my ears, simplicity in its finest. But go ahead and start, psychic emergency.
This is the Psychic Emergency National Alert System, also known as PNAS. We've interrupted this broadcast in cooperation with Explorer Sociopathogen to issue a psychic emergency. Cheer 300 Popeye's chicken is filled with herpes and cancer. Do not put it up your ass. Repeat. Cheer 300 Popeye's chicken is filled with herpes and cancer. Do not put it up your ass. We now continue with your normal broadcast.
Too late. Sociopathogen, thank you so much for raising that to the level of psychic emergency, taking responsibility for this community. You've been here for a very long time, Socio, and I really appreciate that energy, the compassion with which you express things like that. Blessings to you. Now, before we get into tonight's theme, Colonel Sandals shot a guy. I didn't know that. Did he, do we want to know more? I enjoy KFC. This drink, though, to answer your question, is a mixture of 5-hour energy and a little bit of Mio. Historic cupcake blessings. Wow. Historic cupcake. Failed parent of several. We're having fun. Thank you, Leslie, for replacing my father. I love getting news like that. I really do. I appreciate you sharing that. It was my pleasure. If it was that easy to take place of your father, then he deserved to have his place taken. A weak man, a weak-willed man, not a very strong spirit or physically strong. So, blessings to you. I'm glad you found this program as well as me, and blessings to you. And good luck to your father, I suppose. May the luck of the Irish smile on him. May the luck of the Irish smile on him. Namaste. Blessings to all of you. Wonderful evening we are already having. Before we get into tonight's theme of blossoming fathers, which is something I am very, 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 very serious about. That's not what I wanted. Something I'm very serious about. There. Get off the thing. See, sometimes OBS likes to play games. Namaste. Yes, absolutely. Many of you can call me daddy, and I will call you my son or daughter or some other. We can just make up a word. If you are at odds with your genitalia in any way, and you demand words to be made up in our relationship through the program, oh Lord, am I happy to oblige. Blessings, yes. This is what I'm talking about. Yes. All right, there's a young man by the name of Toaster. I don't know if you've had the pleasure of hearing one of his calls, but he calls up and demands that we are best friends. We are best friends. So if I need to be a daddy to any of you, namaste. I absolutely get up on this lap or whatever a father would do. Blessings to you. There we go. Yeah, I love this. This is hitting. There's an excitement in the chat, a percolation in the chat right now. Whoever was on hold is just hung up. So, namaste. Simping for Leslie Tanner. Namaste to you. I just wanted to say that the FDA has a part in the anti-gasoline beverage market. Not surprising. If booze isn't radioactive, it's illegal because liquor made from gas isn't radioactive. If booze isn't radioactive. That is some science. Wow. Sipping for Leslie Tanner. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I'd like to get into more details than can be expressed in a simple communal vision. I'd love to get into the details of that with you post haste. Namaste. Bigger hot dog? No. And as I've said before, listen, I'm going to be doing this I'm going to address this right now, and that'll be it for the stream. I don't want to keep talking about it all night tonight. Okay? Sorry I hung up. Simping for Leslie Tanner. No worries. We just have a couple things to get to before I can open up the lines for you all to speak with me. Blessings. Nindy New, thank you so much for the bits.
I believe it was Stephen Hawking who famously posed the question of whether a penis could be so big it could have sex with its own ass.
And through the cosmos, we are continually riddled by our shriveled king's expansive mind. Namaste to Stephen Hawking for posing that. And I do have an answer to that, but we'll get into that a little. I have an answer to his riddle. Funnily enough, I have an answer to the riddle. I do. Those of you who have received the postcards in the community of Devoted Light at patreon.com, the monthly postcards, those of you, you know exactly what I am talking about. You know exactly the answer that I provided. Blessings to you. We'll get into that later. Pawn Scum, thank you so much for that gifted sub. Blessings to you. Now, I'll address this hot dog bullshit once, and then that's it, okay? I don't like to swear, but I will get this out of the way because I don't want to talk about it all night. The hot dog you see on the screen over here, I've gotten a lot of requests, a lot of the same people in the chat every single night have requested that this hot dog be bigger. It used to be the whole size of the screen. They could just block my entire body and face with this image of a fucking hot dog. Now, I pleaded with the production team, can we get rid of this goddamn hot dog? Can we please do something about this hot dog? And they would smile at me, the smart-ass smile, knowing that I had no control over it. I had no ability to tangle with it. So they told me. They said, yeah, I'll get to it. So eventually, I brought a gun. I brought a gun to the studio. I shot 2 into the air. I said, get rid of the damn hot dog. And then they scurried about. One guy pissed. He stopped showing up to work. The rest of them need the money, so they kept coming. But they at least made it bigger. Now, is that enough for now? Yes. Now, those of you are asking me to make this bigger, I guarantee you, if I had the power, this shit would not be on the screen. That little fellow would not be anywhere on the screen. You know why? I don't know. Maybe it seems complicated to those that aren't Leslie, the progenitor of the program. But, it's not that complicated to me. I don't want the hot dog on the screen because it doesn't have a fucking thing to do with the program. It doesn't have one single goddamn thing to do with relax, question, express, and explore. It's a joke. I don't get it. I don't understand most jokes, and this is definitely one of them. I don't like it. I wish it wasn't on the screen. So if those of you, those of you sounding off about this fucking hot dog, know that if I had a single ounce of control over what appears on the screen and the timing of such beyond, the raw material ideas that I give to the production team, then know that I would get rid of that in 2 seconds. Hey, Les, I heard you felt your masculinity was challenged by that thick, juicy wiener. Mary Lou, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. it wouldn't be challenged by that. My penis is at least the size of a hot dog, and my balls are sort of a different story altogether, as we've talked about. It's a massive, they're formidable. Formidable. Sociopathogen. What if we make that dog with a nice brioche? I don't give a fuck if you put it in a Fabergé egg. I don't want it on the screen. Okay? Are we done talking about it for now? Okay, there it is. That's that. Jessica Bears with a perspective. Thanks so much, Jessica. Can we have a hot dog truck at the compound? Certainly. Now, that's the thing. I love to eat a hot dog. Second favorite food behind hamburgers. But hot dogs are for eating and for socializing around, having a special event and what have you. It's not for all that other nonsense. Okay, so that's that. Open shot. Don't want to talk about it again. Don't bring it up in the chat. Mods, if somebody gets out of hand with it, feel free to time them out at your discretion, okay? So just know. Don't push my buttons. I haven't even gotten into the theme. I'm going to put you on hold. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so that's the hot dog. Now let's get into, as you can see from the Discord, P.O. Box 47621, Chicago, Illinois 60647. Write me a letter. Now let's get some more shit on the screen. Let's get some more shit on the screen. Now, I asked a Mexican friend once if a hot dog was a taco. I don't know if he was like, I don't know what was going on, but he beat the shit out of me. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know if I did something wrong earlier in the day, if it had anything to do with it. Maybe that was just the last straw. Or maybe he has like a obsessive autistic thing about hot dogs being taken seriously. Or maybe a racial thing. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not racist, but I cherish and love this Mexican friend. And certainly just a sort of a fact-finding mission by including him as perspective. Now let's go ahead and jump into an announcement before we open up the lines. Now, next Saturday, this is quickly approaching and very exciting. Next Saturday, if you're paying attention in the Discord, if not, I'm going to say it right now. Next Saturday will be our first annual Growth to Nowhere telethon from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. A day filled with live call-ins, with special guests, performances. We're going to do some guided meditations. We're also going to do a couple of special things I'll get to in a moment. A live infatuations with Leslie Tanner, head-to-head simulated dating competition. Also a bad AI art tournament, the details of which we'll go over a little bit later, but they're also in the Discord. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because all month we are running a very special promotion for the community of Devoted Light at patreon.com. I have an editor waiting to work for me, a formerly, moderately famous YouTuber who set aside their work. They set aside, I want to stop YouTubing as I have done and subsist myself off of for the nearly past 2 decades. They said, Leslie, I've seen the program work in my life. I want to lay down my hat. I want to hang up my hat and give you my sword. I pledge fealty. I pledge my talents, my abilities, my intuitions. I pledge it all to the program because I want to see it grow to become what it deserves to become, what it should become. I want to see its light grow to the darkest corners of the internet. Is what this person said to me. And I said, you know what? You got it. You got it. Let me go to my community. Let me put something special together and present it to my community, because Lord knows my community at Explorations understands the value of a once-in-a-lifetime investment opportunity. They understand how exciting and spiritually fulfilling it can be to be at the day one of a venture that will grow infinitely, to change the lives of thousands upon thousands upon thousands, and to know that my small contribution at a very important, crucial time made a massive difference. Namaste. Now, the community of Devoted Light at patreon.com has long hosted my library of exclusive videos, music downloads. You get a monthly postcard if you sign up. You get a quarterly print in the mail. I send out quarterly prints, gorgeous pieces that I channel from the universe. Now, this is all extremely generous, and the people involved have found, exponential growth as opposed to just the call-in show. Namaste. But to get the monthly flow going for this editor, to establish a girthier flow of support for the community and for the program, to get this editor what they need to run social media, to edit clips, to edit YouTube highlights, I said, let me put something special together, and that's why this month we are running the Growth to Nowhere program. So if you are a member of the community of Devoted Light at patreon.com, not only do you get the already extremely generous benefits and tools included there, but let's sweeten it up a little bit. Let's sweeten it up a little bit, because we need to get this editor what they need. Now, if you are a member of the community of Devoted Light at the $5 tier by the end of the month, you will receive a signed 8x10 of Leslie Tanner himself. Now, this gorgeous piece can be framed and set on an end table, framed and hung on a wall. You can just kind of set it on top of middle of the table. Beautiful conversation starter, gorgeous icebreaker, and it will, at the very least, if you don't have any friends, if you don't have any guests, people don't like you, you suck, you're really alienating, you have a very off-putting thing, then you can simply have it for your benefit to focus your vibrations, so to speak, and carry those vibratory pressures into the world and spread the light of Explorations that way. Now, that's at the $5 level. $5 a month. You wouldn't believe that it's possible to receive all these things for a mere $5 a month. However, now, if you have a little more than that ready to spend, this is where things get interesting. Starting at the $10 level, if you are a member of the $10 tier, by the end of the month of June, I will be sending you personally a personally dubbed VHS tape, a physical VHS tape full of exploration materials. Now, some of these materials you can find on the Patreon right now, but some of these materials, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to be able to find by any other means. If you are not a part of this opportunity, not a part of this once-in-a-lifetime offer to receive this physical VHS tape in the mail, then I'm sorry, you just don't get to take part. It pains me how few of you will take part of this. It pains me that I'm not sending thousands of tapes out the door right now. How many follow? About 3,800 following this channel? I should be sending 3,800 tapes out. But it makes me weep. I weep at night knowing that I will only send a mere fraction of that in physical tapes out the door at the end of this month. Now, as sad as that is, it gets even worse for me, but better for you. Now, if you've got even a little more clams in the bank, you got a little more cheese in the bread box, then at the $25 a month tier, what's waiting for you is that not only will you receive this limited edition VHS tape, but you will receive an exclusive guided meditation. So if you think that few people will see this tape in the first place, even fewer of you will see the majesty, the succinct nature, the beauty of this guided meditation made specifically for my explorers pledged at the $25 a month tier. Now, again, if I weep at night, knowing that only few of you will receive the limited edition VHS tape, I cry tears of blood I throw up. I shit my pants. I have to put on a diaper at night because I forcefully cry and sob so hard that I shit my fucking pants, because only a handful of you will get to see this guided meditation. And God damn it, I know it can change your life. I know that just mere seconds of seeing this guided meditation on this VHS tape, it will utterly change the direction of your life as you've known it thus far. Sadly, only few of you will see it. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. A lot of you are poor. A lot of you are too poor to, wipe your own ass, make something other than pizza rolls for dinner. And we all need to live with that. But if you do have it, if you want to put their money where your mouth, you want to see this program become what it deserves to become. Hey, Liz, didn't you shit your pants just last night? Mary Lou, RJ. No, I didn't. Sometimes, I think, Mary Lou, I think you're so good with the wit, you're so good with the sarcasm that I think, if I didn't know you so well, Mary Lou, and know how committed you were to the program, I think that you were here to destroy me. No, I did not shit my pants. Anyway, so like I said, end of the month. This is all by the end of the month. If you want to take advantage of this, next Saturday, June 29th, first annual Growth to Nowhere 12-hour telethon, 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Very exciting, guys. Interviews, special guests, special performances. We're going to have a special little comedy block. If you can believe that, we have some comedians in the community that are going to perform some comedy. And I can't wait to see that kind of stuff. I don't normally get it. Like I said, I don't normally get jokes, but I genuinely, I like being around the vibe of other people laughing. It's just good. It's just good energy. So join the Discord and all that. Stay abreast. Type !nowhere for the details to stay abreast of that development. Blessings to you. Now. I didn't shit my pants. I did not. I didn't. So, anyway, tonight's theme, though, very exciting. Because I want to open up these lines, guys. I want to talk to you guys. I want to talk to you guys stats. I want to open up the lines. But before we do, tonight, we're getting into blossoming fathers. Now, quickly, to just share with you my entry point of this being on my mind is, recently I was contracted by the YMCA to teach a class to blossoming fathers. Now, this Ron Paul 2012 from Danny Blue Jeans. Thanks so much, Danny. Appreciate that. Ron Paul 2012. Coney 2012. Ron Paul versus Coney. Who wins? Who wins? Coney, Ron Paul, Coney. Let's be honest. Coney for sure. Peppercini. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Coney, Van the Man. Yep, absolutely. They're definitely not the guy who, makes sure his shirt's tucked in and bitches from a pulpit about war to as a libertarian. Damn, man, no. Are you kidding me? An African warlord or a libertarian? And like on his way out. Yikes. Coney would clap his cheeks up so fast. It would happen so fast. We just, those of you that, thought that Ron Paul might walk out of that room, I think you just learn something real fast. I'm on hold. How long does it usually take to talk to him? Louie, namaste to you. Usually people call after I introduce the theme. So, and I'll be getting to you just a moment. I'm about to get into the theme. Namaste to you. Now, blossoming fathers. I'm currently teaching a class to, some wayward young guns at the YMCA. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 9. So it's 2 3-hour sessions. And, we talk about, it's like kind of an open forum thing, and then I bring some exercises that I've developed on my own for blossoming fathers. Now, Since time immemorial, cultures and civilizations have devoted themselves to understanding, female pregnancy. To say that, and understandably so, women with pussies are forced to carry around a portal to the abyss. They carry around the means with which to create something from nothing. Something from nothing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, women get a bad rap for being hysterical. And I'm not saying they're not hysterical, but I'm just saying if you had to carry a portal to nothingness with you at all times, you should be hysterical. Hysterical is the only emotional response to have when faced with the abyss every time you look between your legs and know that you have the power of a God to create, to birth a universe. Namaste. Now, I get it. So I get the focus, but what I'm saying is it's about goddamn time that a man who loves being a man, such as myself, broaches the topic of the males, the father's role in this. So, we just got done with our first week at the YMCA, teaching this class Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like I said, open forum, we discuss the issues, then I introduce an exercise. This week, the exercise was to sort of lean back on and they're allowed to bring their wives if they want, but they lean back on a sort of like a beanbag situation. I tell them to take their pants and their underwear off, leave their shirt on, and to grab a partner if they didn't bring their wife. So it's mostly men. I'm gonna be honest. About 2 women have showed up so far to support. But if you could walk in the room, what you'd see was beautiful. You'd see, taking turns, these grown men, mostly coming from work. And what they're doing is taking turns, putting very specially crafted headphones. And I teach them how to do this very carefully. But to take specially crafted headphones and place them on either side of their scrotum. And through these headphones, we play a series of nature sounds. We play some adagios, some sonnets. But ultimately, what everyone gravitates to once we start playing a little bit with it, the fellas really enjoyed taking the headphones, putting it around each other's balls, and just listening to the Matrix soundtrack, oddly enough. Not odd to me because I know full well through my entire being that this movie is the greatest film that's ever been made. But either the Matrix soundtrack or early Dave Matthews Band. First, I would say out of the first 3 or 4 albums. But if you walked into this room, it would have been utterly beautiful to see what I saw, to participate in what I participated in. One of the women that showed up, they put the headphones on. He started crying. And so she started crying. So she put her ear up to a singular testicle. And it, far be it from me to second guess, but she said she felt a kick. She said she felt a kick. She said, ooh, this one's going to be a soccer player, is what she said. Beautiful night. And I'm really looking forward to further exercises being introduced at the YMCA Tuesdays and Thursdays. Fellas, if it sounds good to you, if you'd like to participate in that, sign up is at the front desk. But namaste. What we're getting into tonight is blossoming fathers. Now, what I want to speak to is everyone on this topic. If you have some ideas about some tips and tricks you try in your life, or maybe even possibly if you're looking for some tips and tricks, if you are a young man looking to become a father, and you're looking for some guidance, maybe some customized tips and tricks I could put together for you, namaste. Namaste to you. So let's go and open up the line. There's somebody already online, 708-240-8953. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
This is Kara.
Kara, how are you doing tonight, Kara?
Well, I'm doing pretty good, Leslie. I'm really excited to talk to you, if I'm being honest.
Wonderful. I'm excited to speak to you, Kara. Thank you so much for your patience and understanding waiting on hold.
Yeah, by the grace of God, you know.
I know what you mean. Kara, so is this your first time calling, Kara?
Yeah, this is Louie 666. This is my first time on your stream, man, and I just really like your energy, and yeah, I don't know, I'm just excited to talk to you.
I'm loving your energy as well, Kara. Can we make some noise in chat for Kara? First time caller, excitement, ready to be a part of the program. Blessings upon Kara this evening. Kara, it's great to speak to you. Now, I don't know if were you able to hear my little introduction to tonight's theme while you were on hold at all?
No, I was in the bathroom. Can you repeat it for me?
Oh, absolutely. I'd be happy to. I'd be absolutely happy to. So tonight, yeah, look, already everyone's a big fan of Kara right now. The chat's going nuts. Oh, namaste. Beautiful. I love to see that. Now, Kara, tonight what we're talking about is blossoming fathers. Blossoming fathers. I've seen it. There's largely, in my experience as a mental health professional, a pretty big blind spot in our understanding and support for blossoming fatherhood. And I've actually begun teaching a class at the Y, a sort of an open forum fathers issues sort of thing. But then I introduced some tools and techniques by which we can explore, young men can explore themselves as potential fathers. And it's honestly very beautiful. They expose a lot of bravery throughout the program. Scott, welcome to the program. Blessings to you. Now, that's what we're devoting our energy towards tonight, Kara. When I just say those two words to you, let's just start there. When I say those two words to you, Kara, blossoming fathers, what comes to mind?
Well, my father is pretty terrible. I think like most young women nowadays, you know.
So your father's terrible. Namaste.
Yeah.
Blessings to that. Now, so terrible. What kind of terrible are we talking? Are we talking about, a distant, passive guy? Are we talking about more of an active, maybe an alcoholic, abusive guy?
Well, definitely not an alcoholic, but he met my mother. My mother was she was a prostitute, and he met her on the streets. And then had a bunch of babies with her, right?
Okay.
And then he decided he doesn't trust the government, so he decided to homeschool us.
Wow. Okay.
And
yeah. You're painting a pretty.
Yeah.
You're painting a pretty specific picture. Namaste. So homeschooled by this man, and how? What was this experience like, being homeschooled under these circumstances?
Well, so we were super judgmental and religious. I mean, we weren't allowed to socialize with other children unless it was directly for our family business. So we would travel around like the South, right, of the United States and perform at festivals. So education was really non-existent, pretty much. Like, I didn't learn how to read till I was maybe 10 or 11, just because we didn't have time.
Yeah. Wow. That's a late age to learn how to read. Namaste to you. Now, wow. So you two were, wow, this is, I love this. I love this as a rich story. I understand how terrible this was for you, but I gotta say, I'm well versed in, how certain, abusive context can play out for, children and adults. And I gotta say, this is the first time I've heard this one.
Yeah, one time I had this puppet show. I had a marionette puppet. It was a gold dragon named Firefly. And my mother made it for me by hand, and then she gave it to me for Christmas. And I was informed on Christmas morning then that I would have this show that I would have to come up with and, perform at festivals. And I was not good at it. And so I have a lot of memories of my father just berating me about not being able to, do crowd work as a small child with a giant dragon puppet. And so I don't think my father really blossomed very much into fatherhood. I think he had some issues, He probably could have benefited from your seminar, at the Y.
It sounds like he needed a more intensive experience with explorations. Quick communal vision from the community, though. Sociopathogen has a question for you. Kara, what was your father's favorite meal at Popeyes?
Oh, we didn't eat out. We only, my mom cooked for us pretty much everything. I don't think I've ever been to Popeyes, which is weird because I'm from Louisiana. So
you got you got that little bit of a like that loose Southern drawl.
Right, yes.
Not like
authentic,
Texas.
No, man. No, really different from Texas. People in Louisiana, man, are pretty cool. We know how to cook. Really good. I have to say.
So let's. I would have been. It would have been had your father come to me when it was appropriate to do so. I would have gladly worked with him in a more intensive manner than could be handled at Blossoming Fathers. I think just starting at the very basic premise, a man who had sex with a prostitute and had children with the prostitute, and then homeschooled them and raised them to be extremely religious is already, good Lord, we got a lifetime of work right there. Brizzleleg says, Kara is a true explorer, all caps.
I think so too. And, I think about the Amazon rainforest a lot. I really want to go there. I feel like, Lex Friedman went there.
He
and
did.
That's a pretty hardcore guy.
He did.
Yeah,
he did go there. I haven't watched those videos yet. Are they fun?
Oh, they're so good. They're so good.
The
Amazon rainforest would be a great place to be a dad. I feel like you have a lot of opportunity to, throw your kids in the river and, teach them how to swim and jump over some trees maybe, or climb them, whatever, dads do.
Yeah, well, I'd be happy to do that. I'd be happy to go to the Amazon rainforest with you. Lord, some of the groups like this are able to raise funds to go on trips like that. I'd be happy to do some sort of mission trip with everyone down around the Amazon, maybe contact some tribes, and maybe half of us make it back. Maybe half of us make it back. But listen,
yeah.
What'd you say?
The process of becoming a father, right? With sperm and everything, I feel like way less than half of your sperm makes it on the journey to the mother egg. So I feel like that, really represents what it means to be a dad. It's dangerous, and some people are going to die, So
the fact of the matter is, the weak die and the strong continue. It's not any more complicated than that. My cat is screaming. 1 second.
I love that.
She's just screaming and it's really distracting to me. Now, listen, I think that, Kara, I'm so glad that you found us here. I'm so glad that you found the program. I'm so glad that you made it through to speak to me. Your journey thus far is, pure exploration material. What you have seen as a result of your experience being, just this image of you being given marionette puppets and being told to improvise a presentation or a play and being yelled at by your father, who had sex with a prostitute and raised all the children that he had with the prostitute to be religious and performatively so, and then scream at the child that their crowd work isn't good enough. You could not write something more exactly what that is. You could not write something more perfectly an extension of this man's subconscious mind that he is completely unaware of.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
And now, man, he like abandoned our family at like when I was 16, and then he found a new wife. Is like a super hot lady from Brazil, and now he lives in New Orleans, and he grows marijuana apparently in his backyard, and like with his new family. And
is that legal?
so
Is that legal in Louisiana?
Well, I don't even know, honestly. He doesn't care. He doesn't believe in the government. He thinks the government is like evil.
Man, so he's kind of retarded, huh?
So. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, he's like mentally retarded. He's like he can't find his own ass with his both hands, but he's just in a churning maelstrom. It's funny, if you're stupid enough, your whole life is like a bad trip. Like you don't know which way is up. You love God, you hate God, you have sex with prostitutes, you hate the government, you raise your children to love God, you hate God. You're like, it's good. He will die and nothing will have resolved itself.
Right.
Wow, and you're an extension of that. Here we are. Your path. You have not found us on accident tonight, Kara. I just want to tell you that. You have not found us on accident.
Yeah, I typed in call-in talk shows on Twitch, and you were the first one that popped up, and I saw your outfit and your haircut, and I was like, that guy looks fucking cool, man. So,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, please, I would love it if you came back and found some time to call in some other time as well. We're on every Tuesday and Thursday. Sometimes I have to move that around depending on external circumstances, but usually every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 Central Time. And I kind of want to ask you one more question before you go. From Sociopathogen from chat. Kara, is it legal to shoot a Bible at someone out of a cannon?
I don't know about that, but I do know that my dad, for this traveling festival business we had, he made a candy cannon. It's like a potato gun, but instead of potatoes, you put candy in it, and it sounds fake, but I swear to God, it's real. And you shoot the candy out of the candy cannon, and it rains down on a crowd of kids. I don't really know. I don't know about the Bible.
Jammer, namaste to you for the subscription. Thank you so much. Extremely generous of you. Blessings to you. Please enjoy the tools and benefits. Creamy Goodness says, has the caller's daddy issues made her more open to doing, quote, throat stuff?
Yeah, I got into sex work really early, at 17. And I did some crazy stuff. I lived in Seattle for a little bit. And I would go to these BDSM dungeon parties. And it was a lot of fun. I've done a lot of crazy stuff
Kara,
at those.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There is nothing about a single thing that you've shared tonight that I would not love to speak with you in more depth next time you call. Also, Old Man Doom says Kara is already a top 10 explorer superstar.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell
Namaste.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I want to thank you for calling. I want to, again, don't be a stranger, all right? You got tonight's exploration started on the right foot. You shot us out of a cannon into the universe by which to explore and thus transforming each and every single life. And namaste to you. And I'm excited for your life to transform as well, Kara.
That means a lot, brother. And Go eat some Southern food, man. Go to Louisiana. We'll treat you good.
I will. I can't wait to go back. I love it down there.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Namaste, Kara. Blessings to Kara. Wow. What a wonderful first-time caller. What a wonderful... I could think... listen, this guaranteed for Kara was, her childhood, one long, mostly horrific chapter. I think we can just smell that out. She didn't provide any negative details necessarily, like no acutely, like prominent, like, oh, that's one of the 5 things we think of when we hear the word abuse. But listen, picture's been painted, and largely a horrific chapter, I'm sure. However, the sound of resilience in Kara's voice, you could hear it. You could hear it from a mile away. Also, as horrific as that was, most likely, as I assume, as a therapist, I'm going to be laughing at many details of that as I think of it to myself into the future. As I recall some maniac screaming at who fell in love with someone he paid to have sex with, had several children by her, made them tour a religious performance, tell her to make up a marionette puppet show at the age of 13, and then scream at her because her crowd work sucked. Ah, Jesus. It's almost too much. It's like rich. It's like a ganache that's too rich. Yeah, they put too much egg yolk or whatever's in ganache. It's the universe speaks in the poetry of horrors. Namaste. Thank you so much, Mish. 708-240-8953. Blossoming fathers. Now, that was a father that blossomed. Could I have assisted him? Certainly. Absolutely. But with or without my assistance, did we not just hear of a father blossoming? Yes. Have I heard of a father blossoming that way before? Not once in my life. If you like throat stuff, you want to look for someone who practices the art of bulimia or at least formally cared about their appearance. Hold on, one second, caller. If you like throat stuff, you want to look for someone who practices the art of bulimia. Okay, so you're looking for a bulimic, somebody who purges, deliberately purges food. I mean, I see the logic. And I'm not saying that it's wrong, but I'm betting that your batting average isn't going to be as good as you would assume. And I'm also betting that you haven't tried that maybe more than a handful of times. I'm just saying statistically, if you widened your sample group enough and you're just looking for that one thing, I want to do throat stuff. Yeah, and you're looking sampling specifically out of people with bulimia. I mean, they're fucked up in other ways, though. You got to think about that. And I just don't know if they're going to be as willing to let you fuck their throat as often as you would like. Well, and that's just my opinion as a therapist. And from, you take it or leave it. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
Hello, Leslie. It's Poet.
Namaste, Poet. I'm going to need you to speak up a little bit tonight. I can't hear you very well.
Is that better? Hello?
Yes, better. 100% better. Namaste.
Ah, excellent. I wanted to share the poem that I wrote the other night.
Please do. Now, just the other night we were discussing with Poet, and you got cold feet for your own reasons. But Poet, said that you got a poem lodged into the chamber, and you're ready to share it with us, though, at a later date. And that later date has come, and you're ready to share that with us tonight.
I am. It's rather short, but I really like it.
Namaste. Beautiful. Well, let's. It's a short poem. You feel proud of this one. You feel like you really said something with this one.
The flowing thoughts were free to lead me to believe that cognizance of morals and ethical behavior were measured and weighed by justice's blind eye. I have been misled by ideas of righteousness, feeling only shame instead. The ideas are just that, and no more free than the body walking that we think is breathing. That is the one I wrote.
Oh, that's it? That's the end?
Yeah, it's very short.
Namaste. Beautiful. Can we get some praise going on in the chat, please? And also, sociopathogen, I was just thinking that as well. Could you by chance repeat that a little more slowly? And maybe I'm gonna say go. Give us like a beat or two to kind of like sit with the silence, focus up, and then so we can get ready for it. Is that all right with you?
Fantabulous.
All right. So go ahead. I've muted the music on my side. The stage is yours.
In 5, 4, 3, 2. The flowing thoughts were free to lead me to believe that cognizance of morals and ethical behavior were measured and weighed by justice's blind eye. I have been misled by ideas of righteousness, feeling only shame instead. The ideas are just that, and no more free than the body walking that we think is breathing.
Beautiful. Love that. Poet, I'm going to cut right to the chase. What's your relationship with your father like?
I'm aware that he exists. We occasionally talk, but we're not close.
Not close. And why is that?
He worked all the time to make sure that the family that he had created was fed and housed and clothed. He worked. He just worked.
So he worked all the time and then didn't make a whole. He probably felt like burdened by that, and then when it came time to providing anything emotional, just said, you know what? No.
Oh, it's more like I only saw him maybe I think 20 times in my life, and through the times when I really needed like a parental figure to be there. He was present, but not there. Like I would see, he worked third shift, and as a child, I had to go to school, so our interactions were seldom.
So you didn't have a strong fatherly role model in your life. It sounds like.
Correct. Does Mr. Rogers count?
No.
I had the television.
Okay, yeah. So you had the television. you had the television, and what's the name of your disorder?
Oh, the ankylosing spondylitis. That one.
The one where you're kind of just your body's eating itself, excruciating pain.
Yeah, it's unfortunately unfun.
No,
fortunately unfun. I haven't decided yet.
That's the thing about suffering and pain is that it's bad. It's not fun.
It's not. But
no putting any sort of lipstick on that one. You're in pain.
No, we don't suffer to learn. We just suffer to suffer. The universe is a cold and uncaring place, Leslie. This is why I come to places like this, to find like-minded individuals who seek a more harmonious congeniality with one another.
And not only have you found a place where a lot of people are going to agree with you, Poet, but you found a place that you actually have a leg up. Within this program, the ability to see that pain and suffering is bad and pleasure is good, and to draw the consequences of that stark distinction is actually extremely important to your progress in the program. Now, a lot of people, they get caught up in wanting to, add a narrative to their suffering, to put a spin on it, so to speak. And what that does, it only furthers them from the truth, and therefore from their power, the power of the next level. So oddly enough,
I do plan on ascending.
Ascending, we can talk about that. There's not really an ascension that's possible. It's really only down from here, but you know that. I don't need to. I don't need to tell you about that.
Correct. Well, I meant by like I plan on getting high. It
Oh,
helps.
yes, I see. So you're just gonna get high because you're in pain, and being high helps that.
Correct, but not the good kind that involves needles, just a regular old THC high.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I've known a lot of people that have, done any manner of drugs for any manner of reasons, and usually there's a pretty solid logic that is involved. It's usually pretty simple. I can't stand whatever it is.
Can we argue against that? Can we argue against the logic of it and just do drugs because they're fun and you like them?
Well, it's a matter of just, I think that's a very strong argument for drugs. A lot of people like to throw that away. They like to throw that in the trash can. Seventh Dragon Ball with a subscription. Namaste. Blessings to you. Poet, you're the envy of everyone. Closer to checking out than the rest of us. We all envy that sweet release. Any response?
I am afraid to be a core memory.
You're afraid of what was that?
Of being a core memory.
You're afraid of being a core memory.
Correct, in the mind's eye of other sentience, though I feel like it's going to happen regardless because I'm just one of those people.
Yeah, I don't think you can do anything about that. Well, you better stop writing such a zinging ass poems. You better stop slinging those zingers if you're hoping not to be a core memory, because that one bullseye and really got everybody excited. So, Poet, Blossoming Fathers, if you could give, based on your experience with your father, which is not that much, what kind of advice would you, from your perspective, somebody that was, largely neglected by their father, what kind of advice would you give to young men looking to become fathers?
Don't. I am against fatherhood, personally. I think we should stop creating more people. I do believe that all parents are murderers. If they weren't alive in the first place, they wouldn't die. Everyone and everything that has ever been born dies.
Wow.
Therefore, all parents are murderers.
Listen, very special stuff that you're sharing with us tonight. But I could see, do you say this stuff to your? Do you say this stuff a lot? Do you say this stuff at like parties and whatnot?
I don't go to parties. I don't like them. That involves being around other people.
Which you don't enjoy. Well, namaste. I love it. You shared with us a lot tonight, a lot of experience. You've been very generous with yourself, especially with that poem. Namaste. I want to thank you for that.
Namaste.
But
also, the information that I'm sharing about the whole parents are murderers thing is called prenatalism, and it's a school of philosophy. I highly recommend looking into it if it piques your interest.
Namaste.
Either yourself or anyone interested in being on the program. Namaste.
Namaste. Blessings to you. I really appreciate it. Shout out pessimist. Shout out anti, or what, did you say prenatalism?
Correct.
Shout out anti or prenatalism. Shout out, those can be very mind expanding texts to pull from. Namaste. Thank you so much, Pants O'Clock, for the single bit. Thank you so much, P-Chops, for the single bit. Kind of going back and forth, playing Pong on this, or whatever that. What's that game? What's that fucking game?
I believe it's Pong.
Pong, yes. Namaste. Blessings.
Yes.
Well, Poet, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us before we move on tonight?
If you've had the unfortunate experience of becoming a father, please be interested and curious about what your child is interested and or curious about. Not necessarily the subject, but encourage them to learn, explore, and grow.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Blessings to you. You have a wonderful night, Poet. Poet got right to business tonight. Poet got right to business, sharing a poem, and then... Yeah, no, this all makes sense. Every once in a while, you hear somebody, you hear about their life, and then you hear what they think about life in general, and it's like, yeah, 2 + 2 = 4. 2 + 2 = 4. Do you always talk What was that? Let me see. From Kayla over at YouTube. Namaste, Kayla. Kayla, how do people find stuff on YouTube? Like live, what, in your opinion, what would get us going over there? Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
Emily.
Emily, great to hear from you, Emily. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing wonderfully. I'm so glad you called us tonight.
I know. It's a good night to call, I think.
I think so. Emily, you've called before, right?
Yeah, and my last topic wasn't so great, so I'll try and keep it to the topic of the evening.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. You know, honestly, sometimes, hearing verbal suggestions such as blossoming father, that can take not only our conscious mind but our subconscious mind in a very unpredictable direction. So, as we get going with your call, Emily, know that there's not a wrong turn. We'll find our way back. We'll find our way back.
Will we?
We will. Yes, it's my job to do so.
Last time I asked, what am I doing with my life? And I've been thinking about that.
Oh, yes, I remember. Yeah,
and it's still a question.
You were beginning a new chapter. Is this correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I was reminding you that it could all turn to shit. That this might be the wrong call.
Yeah, and all of my life issues might be because of my father issues. So.
Namaste. Well, let's get going. Emily, you got some daddy issues. Let's chat about it. Where do you think it's coming from?
I don't know. Well, he worked a lot. Like my parents, they both worked all the time. But when my dad would get home, he would call me an accident and a mistake or a fuck up or whatever. And he would say that to me and my other siblings. So it kind of makes you feel that way.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine. Well, that's the thing. The mind of a child, there is no more vulnerable thing that could possibly be imagined. The mind of a child, sort of just wet, raw, open. It is absorbing things at a rate that we still truly cannot and do not understand. That goes for little stuff, maybe a mother's eyes linger too much on a steak knife in a weird way. And you're like, oh, well, what? And then you learn some fucking weird thing about your mom and yourself. Or you could go the other direction, which is fun that you just shared, and just with the blunt baseball bat, sort of just straight up abuse of being told you were a mistake throughout as a refrain.
Yeah. Yeah.
That lays some really interesting groundwork for your relationship with yourself. And how would you say that's affected your life as you've developed?
Well, I don't know. When I do something that I'm not proud of, I still have that in my head being like, oh, I'm just a fuck up anyway. So, and it's really I don't know. I feel like I kind of date people that are like my dad, or I end up dating people like my dad, and then I just get miserable because they're shitty. Right. Yeah.
So it becomes oh my goodness, yes, it's a common thing, and an unsavory thing for a lot of people to acknowledge that they end up repeating a lot of things like that, a lot of patterns. They not that it's their fault to be in these dog shit relationships in which they lose years of their life and prolong this terrible relationship with their self. But you end up participating in it though somehow.
Yeah.
And that doesn't feel good, right?
Yeah. And having said all of that though, as an adult, he's proud of us and me and my siblings.
Well,
and I've forgiven him, so I can kind of move on, but there's definitely patterns that I need to let go of, for sure, that I've held on to.
Well, in my opinion, as a therapist, day late, dollar short. I think, that's good. It's insofar that granting him forgiveness and him changing his behavior reduces your present day suffering. Cool.
Yeah.
But
and I was
here you are, though.
A really good grandpa.
I said the words blossoming father to you, and you immediately told the story about, how he told you were a fucking mistake. 1 second. Question.
He was blossoming, but in a negative way. Who was really blossoming? My grandfather was such a great role model for everyone in his family. He's really someone that I looked up to.
Your grandfather?
Yeah.
Interesting. And did he play a role in your life? Did he tell you were a mistake, or did he say at least be like?
No, he would take my little sister and I on camping trips, and he was just a really great guy. He owned a bunch of restaurants. Yeah, he liked to travel. I don't know. He was just really nice to us.
He was a chiller dude.
Yeah.
Was he a piece of shit to your dad?
He passed away. Pardon?
Was he a piece of shit to your dad, or was this your mom's dad?
This was my mom's dad.
Okay. And your mom is chill?
No, actually, my dad's mom was the Rudy Tooty of that family.
Gay?
No, no, not gay. She was the miserable one. Like my mère, my grandma, she was, yeah.
Kaibu-san with the subscription, blossoming fathers are a lot like blooming onions, except one didn't fuck my mom. Interesting. I like that. That's a really interesting little spin on an old favorite. Thank you so much, Kaibu-san. 27 months. I can hardly believe it. Are these restaurants Popeyes? This is from Sociopathogen. The restaurant owner, did he own a Popeyes franchise?
No, he owned some Tim Hortons. I'm in Canada.
Hortons. Okay, so he's got some Hortons.
Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
It's a coffee shop in Canada.
Interesting.
And he owned a couple, just some random little bars, but they were his own franchise. But he never owned a Popeye.
Well, Sociopathogen, hopefully that answer is satisfying to you. Now, now, as far as blossoming fathers goes, I think you brought up an interesting point that, when we think of blossoming, we often think of something that is beautiful, that is something that contributes positively to the world around us. Little do we know that blossoming is a process that is unavoidable and unstoppable, and is responsible for just as much negativity as positivity. And I think
it's like a blossoming weed,
What was that?
It's not like a flower; it's a blossoming weed.
I mean, I would say that's even generous, because if he was just a weed, then your situation would be better. You would not be as mentally ill as you probably are. If it was just a weed situation. I think it sounds like an
onion?
Huh?
An onion or a hot dog, maybe?
I was thinking more like something like maybe you have a really severe allergy to, and it's just always right up in your fucking face.
Oh no!
Something more acerbic and assertive, but. I think that's important to keep in mind, guys. It's important to keep in mind because when I'm working with the young fathers, the young men looking to be fathers at the YMCA, now a lot of people assume that the word blossom, they come in, they want to become, good fathers. But I tell them right away, listen, I can't guarantee that you're going to be a good father. Odds are, if you came to a fathering class at the YMCA, you're off to a bad start. This isn't looking good already for you. Sociopathogen with 50 bits. Thank you so much,
It's better
Sociopathogen.
than not going to class.
Well, you'd think so, but I mean, I've been teaching this class for a while, and a lot of these fathers don't end up being good, and they don't remember any of the things that I said. That's the thing. When they get there in the fatherhood thing, the subconscious mind just becomes what it becomes. It takes a lot more than a simple class. You know, I mean, hopefully they do the tools and the tricks that I give them. You know, like putting headphones around their balls. It's in order to like nurture the sperm before. Yeah, that's a really good one. That's a really nice one. If you're ever in a position of looking to start a family, Emily. What
if you put them in a nice, like, warm bath, and then give them a nice little tune to listen to?
Warm bath.
Maybe some jazz.
There's like some skin conditioners. Play some jazz. It could also be something a little more upbeat, like the band Yes. One time I worked with a guy who real piece of shit father ended up making a pass at one of his stepdaughters and then skipping the state. He got caught pretty fast because he's just not very smart. But when we worked together though, he preferred in our sound bath for like on either side of the scrotum where we'd place the headphones. He preferred the band Yes.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking? Have you heard them?
Would you ever do to like get it really good? Would you ever suggest prostate massage?
What was that?
You know, you suggested to put like earphones on the balls, but have you ever suggested a prostate massage?
I mean, yeah, I've done that. I mean, from my experience, yeah, I've suggested that for young fathers, but a lot of people aren't ready for it. They're not ready for the release.
They're not ready for it.
They're not ready for the
Why
release.
not?
It puts them in contact with their body in a way that, in the immediate, does more harm than good. Yeah, so I learned that lesson a lot. You know, I pushed some men over the edge with a prostate massage. But listen, neither here nor there. Emily, this was a fantastic conversation. I really, you contributed quite a bit. I don't know if you feel that way, but from my perspective, you absolutely added a very crucial piece to our discussion tonight in terms of blossoming. That blossoming can actually be negative. To say that explicitly is offering us an invaluable step forward in tonight's discussion.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? I feel like I've blossomed in a good way.
Namaste. Now that's the best compliment. That's the best compliment that I could even hope to expect. I'm so glad that the program could touch your life tonight, Emily.
The program works. Okay?
The program works. Namaste, Emily. Well, you have a wonderful night. Don't be a stranger, okay?
All right, I'll call back.
Namaste.
Have a good night. Namaste.
Wow, beautiful. Beautiful conversation. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
Hey there, ho there, Leslie. How are you?
I'm doing great. What's something I can call you tonight, caller?
Oh, I'm Andrew Spaghetti.
Andrew Spaghetti. It rhymes with spaghetti.
Mm-hmm. Andrew Spaghetti.
You said spaghetti without a P a second ago, though.
Oh, it just must be the accent.
So there is, in fact, a P in your last name, Spaghetti.
Oh, yes.
Interesting. So there's somebody that calls up. We have a regular here, been a part of the program virtually since day one. His name is Tony Spaghetti. Do you have any relation to him?
Oh, yeah, he's a cousin of mine.
Okay, interesting. And did you find the program by way of Tony? Is that how you found yourself here? Or did you find your own path here?
Yes, I did. I found it because he told me about it because of the penitentiary we were in.
So you were in jail with Tony?
Some say that.
I mean, you said penitentiary. Is there another word?
I mean, that's the best one.
Okay, namaste. Beautiful. Now, listen, Andrew, first of all, it's great to meet your acquaintance. I want to thank you for calling in. It's great to have you on the program, another member of the Spaghetti outfit. Now, Andrew, tonight's theme is blossoming fathers. And I kind of just want to start off by throwing those two words at you. Blossoming fathers. Andrew, when I say those two words to you, what comes to mind?
Well, you know, I gotta tell you, I'm about to become a father myself.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about that.
Well,
What's that?
when I was jailed up with Tony, I started getting these letters. Started getting a whole bunch of letters from these women that thought I was a serial killer. I didn't. I only roughed up a guy in a bar. But I started getting a whole bunch of letters from these women proposing to me because they got my name confused with somebody else. So I started responding. And we had one of those, what do you call them? The
conjugal visit?
A what?
A conjugal visit?
Conjugal.
Where you fuck them in a trailer? Or like a special room?
Is that a word? Conjugal?
Yeah, that's a word.
What kind of word is that?
It means you're fucking. You have a special fuck visit.
Oh. Well, no, I was already released.
Oh, okay.
So she wanted to go, you know, have it. She wanted to go have it after I was already out.
Okay, well, great. That sounds awesome. So you're going to be a dad?
Yeah.
Great. Sounds good. Are you excited to become a dad? Do you feel this is something you've always wanted or something that's, you know, just kind of come up and you're just like, oh, let's see where this goes? Or are you just kind of not looking forward to this at all?
Well, I didn't think about it, you know.
Well,
and
take a second, think about it. No wrong answer. It is far better to admit that you are dreading becoming a father than to pretend otherwise.
Wait, hold on. I'm still thinking.
Yep, think away.
Well, I think it might be a bad thing for me.
Interesting stuff. Now, why do you think that?
Well, that's a liability.
True. You'll have it's a massive responsibility.
Well, I was thinking, you know, just now that if I was trying to raise one of these things, that could really cut into a whole lot of the beating I could be putting down at a bar.
I mean, that's true. That's true. That's something to think about. I mean, if you're at home taking care of a child, your responsibility, your fault, then you know, think of, you know, the concussions and the handicaps that you won't be able to deal out. Listen, you sound kind of dumb too. Not that like it disqualifies you from fatherhood, because there are a lot of dumb fathers, but you
Leslie, I get that a lot.
Yeah, you sound stupid as hell. And I think it's beautiful. I wish I was, you know, I had some sort of, is it a head injury thing, or have you always been like this?
Well, I used to play football.
And were you bright up until you started playing football, or maybe just one bad practice, you got your shit rocked and you just kind of became retarded?
Well, my mom used to say, she used to say that I was real good at math until I couldn't make 4.
Listen, are you married legally?
No.
Not no, like yes, or not no, like you mean no?
Yes.
You should disappear from your wife's life. You should not be a father. You should leave. The sooner the better. I'm talking tonight.
Are you talking Mexico?
Whatever, yeah. Because that's the first thing you thought of, then it's Mexico. You need to go. You need to not be a part of not be a part of her life or the child's life. Because you don't like it and you're not smart enough to have the emotional resilience to fake it. So you just need to bail now.
Well, that's something I got to think about.
Civic TV rating with 22. Namaste. And a communal vision from Luis _. You lose brain cells from any minor head trauma. Namaste. Thanks so much, Luis. Appreciate that. Civic, welcome Raiders. Welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie Tanner, host of Explorations with Leslie Tanner. This is the program with which we explore the universe, both inside and out, to unlock and unleash the power within. Yes, indeed, that is what we do. You can't just start saying Tim and Eric stuff. That's the thing about when you just start talking. You can't just repeat stuff you saw on a screen a couple times. But anyway, welcome Raiders. Welcome to Explorations. It's fantastic to have you. Blessings to you. And I am here to tell, Data Pagan, I almost just started talking about, so this is what we do. This is who we are. It's a catchy son of a bitch. He gets right into your head. Namaste. So listen, get out of this child's life. I'm going to go ahead and end the call right here because...
Well, how should I get down there?
Walk, drive. Do you have a bike?
Riverboat?
Sure, sounds good.
Well, namaste.
Namaste, Andrew. Great to meet you. Call us when you get down there, okay?
Will do.
Okay. He needs to get out of there. He needs to get out of that situation. He's gonna have an absolute negative effect on everyone's life he touches. He needs to stay an acquaintance to anyone that gets near him. Hey, caller, I'm about to take a piss. You want to wait on hold for a minute?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, namaste. It'll be a couple minutes, but I'll be back. Well, guys, I'm going to piss. It's time for that break time. Allow this break to set your intention for the second half of the program. Refocus your energy about in and around blossoming fathers. Again, keep in mind that blossoming can be negative and often is. So as we get into the second half and you're interested in learning how to blossom in an honest but negative way, I'm putting you on hold. I got to piss.
Okay.
Namaste. And also stick around for a couple words about the Patreon, the community of devoted light. And remember those extra special benefits. We'll touch on that when I get back. But guys, namaste to you. Just a moment. I'll be right back.
Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Since Leslie and his program broke onto the scene, Explorations has become the #1 best-selling and most influential personal power program in modern history. Millions of people from all over the world have gotten a chance to meet this truly remarkable man and utterly transform their lives with the power of Explorations.
I listened to this introductory tape and I knew then and there, this is what I needed. I felt just so much better knowing there are a bunch of people out there suffering like me.
I'm not kidding you. I think after the first tape, I knew, okay, I'm gonna be fine.
I got such relief from the very beginning, starting the program.
Now that you've gotten a taste of what this program is capable of, it's time to show you how to take your life to the next level. Here to tell you more about what is possible is legally licensed clinical therapist, author, coach, speaker, entrepreneur, martial artist, amateur musician, one of the nation's foremost thinkers, and our guru, Leslie Tanner.
Good evening, everyone. Whether you've been with us since the very beginning and have watched Explorations work wonders in your life, or you're joining us for the first time tonight, I say namaste to you. As you've watched Explorations in action during our call-in show, no doubt your mind is reeling from the limitless potential you now know is possible. Between the tailored themes and lectures, to the myriad avenues of exploration through the channel points, to the customized ways to interact with me and the community, there simply has never been anything quite like this program. Now is usually the point in one of these self-help programs where it starts to sound like a sales pitch. Someone like me might normally say something like, listen, I know your time is precious, let me cut to the chase. But there's only one problem with that. We know your time isn't precious. I could speak at length for hours and hours about absolutely nothing, and I still wouldn't be wasting your time because, well, you're here, looking for a fast, all-encompassing solution to the problems in your life that have become so intolerable, you're not sure what you're going to do. You may be considering any number of extreme decisions, ranging from short-term band-aids to more permanent solutions. However, as dark and bleak as your situation is, so too must our tools be bright and revolutionary. So whether you're tired and looking for more energy and enthusiasm for life, or maybe you're lonely and isolated but want better relationships, let me tell you that for these things and so much more, my breakthrough program of explorations to explore the universe and beyond really works. It's worked for elite performance athletes, critically acclaimed artists, best-selling authors, entrepreneurs, and for thousands of others just like you. I have been blessed by the universe for a brief moment that I now command upwards of $50,000 for speaking engagements. But through the technology of this program, you can hire me, Leslie Tanner, as your personal therapist, coach, and guru, all rolled into one at the Community of Devoted Light on patreon.com, where you and thousands of others just like you are learning to leverage the chaos around them to catapult their lives to heights that were previously unimaginable. Here's how it works. I've created a tightly knit community where individuals seeking to access the next level are able to study, reflect, meditate, and grow with an ever-expanding library of exclusive materials, each containing life-changing tools and techniques designed to explore topics covered here in our call-in show, but much more deeply, therefore increasing the benefits of the program exponentially. These materials include your name in the credits at the end of the stream, demonstrating the importance of your leadership and the value of your investment. A signed personal postcard sent out each month full of observations and witticisms by me, Leslie Tanner. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Exclusive video materials now available to the poor, designed to rocket your progress past those who cannot afford success. Here's a little sneak peek at what you're missing.
Now, the first thing I think of when I think of a hole, to be completely honest with everyone, is a sexual hole that I want to put my penis in. It's a thought that happens so fast and quiet that it hardly even happens. But since I've been doing my own meditation tapes, it's slowed my thoughts a little bit so that I can hear and see them.
Downloads of all specially crafted music used in our productions here and elsewhere that have accompanied your journey thus far. Tracks such as New Beginnings, Psychic Romance, Reaching into Darkness, or The Skeptic's Gamble. Exclusive archival prints such as these, channeled and honed by myself, Leslie Tanner, upon which you can guide your own meditations at home. I'm not an artist, nor do I claim to be. These visions are a burden and cause me immense suffering. But I do it for you. Now, you might expect that a program like this would cost thousands of dollars, but because I'm offering this to you through the internet, these life-transforming materials can be yours for the monthly cost of a few cups of coffee on your way to work. With access to these materials, regardless of your level of investment, you will also be receiving a complimentary download of our landmark track, The Sojourn Begins, as a thank you. So does this sound good to you? Well, what are you waiting for? If you are ready to join the thousands of others who have already committed to the final journey to access the next level, simply type Final Journey into the chat and you will be guided with further instructions. One thing I can promise you is that however massive your problems are, however abject and humiliating your life has become, I have created something so simple yet so profound in this program, you'll be absolutely flabbergasted by the results. Now, let's get back to the program. Namaste.
Namaste, everybody. Welcome back to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie Tanner, host of Explorations with Leslie Tanner. That was a couple words about our community of devoted light at patreon.com. So already I am cutting myself and bleeding over there for the exclusive materials available to you by which you can transform your life through the program. But in addition to that, this month, very special. Quickly, let's go through them. This month, we're adding some special sweetener on top of the sundae. That's right. In addition to those already generous offerings, if you're a member of my community of devoted light at patreon.com by the end of this month, you will be receiving the following rewards. At the $5 tier, now $5 a month, not that big of a deal, not very much money, but the value you get out of that will be enormous. In addition to those materials, I will be sending you in the mail a signed 8x10 of Leslie himself. That's right, me, for your home, for your wall. Hang it up, start a conversation, break the ice with some guests. You take somebody back to your apartment to fuck. Now imagine my face on your wall. Imagine the vibes that I bring to the coitus, the cunnilingus, the fellatio. I'm talking about any fucking thing you can do. I can be there watching you. You're welcome. Namaste. Now, at the $10 tier, it gets a little special, a little more special. I'll be sending out to all of my patrons, all of my members of the Community of Devoted Light at the $10 tier at the end of this month. I'll be sending out a physical VHS tape of explorations materials on it. Now, some of these things can be found on the Patreon right now, but some of the things on this tape, ladies and gentlemen, you simply can't find anywhere else. If you want access to this exclusive stuff, you're going to have to be a part of the $10 tier by the end of this month. Let me send you a tape in the mail. Let me change your life. Namaste. At the $25 a month level, that's where it gets the most special. On this tape, already very few of you will see this tape, but already this limited edition tape will include an even rarer guided meditation exclusive for my $25 a month tier patrons at the Community of Devoted Light. So listen, if you want to be a part of this promotion, you have till the end of the month of June to sign up. Then the doors will close and this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity will pass you by. Now, all leading up to next Saturday, 29th, Growth to Nowhere Telethon, 12 p.m., 12 a.m. Our operators will be open. The lines will be open to take your calls, to take your pledges, taking in the droves of people demanding to be a part of the community of Devoted Light. Next Saturday will be full of, guest appearances, interviews, testimonials, special performances by some very special explorers. We're going to even do a whole comedy block, which is already very fun. June 29th, 12 p.m., 12 a.m. Type !nowhere for details. Now, before we take this next caller, though, I do want to tell you about two things very special about next Saturday. So, first of all, we're going to be having our very first Bad AI Art competition. We're going to have a bad AI art competition tournament. So this will be a tournament head-to-head. Everyone that wants to participate, you know how to generate AI art, go do it. Go do a bad job. Yahoo Serious, thank you so much for the bits. Now, there is a new text channel on the Discord server. Go ahead on over to the Discord server in the announcements to get these details, because I'm kind of fucking it up. But basically, if you would like to enter the Bad AI Art Tournament, which will be held next Saturday during the telethon, simply submit one piece into, thank you so much, Yahoo Serious, for those bits. Blessings to you. The value of nothing cannot be overstated, and I really appreciate you sharing that with us tonight. Simply submit your piece into the Bad Art text channel on the Discord server. Simply submit your Bad AI Art to the Bad Art channel on the Discord server. And what I will be doing during the course of that tournament, pieces will be going head to head, and I will be searching out this tournament for the ugliest, worst, most offensive, most waste of time piece of shit art that could possibly be imagined. Yes, I am tired of seeing AI art churn out these pieces that people feel good about, that they're like, oh, it's like I did this in real life. No, I want to see something that makes you look like a piece of shit. I want to see some awful shit that comes out of your brain. I want to see something that makes you look like a dumb, bad person. I want to see bad art. Waste my time. Step up to the plate. Submit your pieces for next Saturday on the Bad Art text channel. Namaste. Now, we'll be closing out next Saturday. Next Saturday, the telethon. The final thing we're going to be doing is a brand new Infatuations with Leslie Tanner. Infatuations with Leslie Tanner. Now, if you've been lucky enough to, it's 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. I know it says it's not midnight to noon. It's noon to midnight. Thank you, VJP Cat. Thanks, Vij. Noon to midnight. Yes, noon to midnight. Stuff with Dragon Ball, we'll do our best. If I gotta block something out, if I gotta put little, no, I'm not gonna do that. It's gotta be TOS. Stretch the TOS if you want, though. I'll check it out. If you put something up and you want to know if I'll show it, if I'm making the TOS call on it, just tag me. Just tag me on the channel. Namaste, Fabio. Blessings to you. Of course. Blessings to you. But also, guys, Infatuations with Leslie Tanner. Head-to-head simulated dates. Competitive. I'm putting you on hold again. Competitive dating game show. The internet's only dating game show, not designed to help you find love, but to help you determine whether you deserve it in the first place. Head to head, you will go into the octagon of dating, a simulated date for 3 minutes, after which I will determine the winner, who was the most successful on that date, who was able to be interesting and interested, but not too much of either one. Who was able to fake laugh a little bit? Who was able to flirt? Who was able to, bring that riz, as they say? I will be the final judge, jury, and executioner of each of these dates, except, the clause that, you can override me. But that we'll deal with that when the time comes. But next weekend, next Saturday, starting at 9 p.m. Central Time. We'll be going head-to-head, closing out the telethon with an Infatuations with Leslie Tanner. Now, listen, if you want to secure your spot for the night, you know that sounds like fun, and you know that you'd like to participate. It's completely free. There's a form on the Discord server for you to fill out. Look in the announcements. I'll be posting it all week. Look in the announcements, click that link, fill out the form, and we'll keep a spot nice and warm for you. Of course, walk-ins will be accepted as normal, but it's definitely priority will be given to those who sign up beforehand. So blessings to you. Namaste. We do have a caller on the line. Let's go ahead and take this call. Tonight, we're talking about blossoming fathers. Blossoming fathers. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
Hi, Leslie. It's Jenny.
Jenny, good to hear from you, Jenny. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Having a pretty good night. Having a pretty good night. Talking about blossoming fathers. That's right. Now, when I say blossoming fathers to Jenny, what does Jenny think when I say those words?
Can you repeat them clearer to me?
Blossoming fathers. And let me affirm men real fast, actually, before you do that. Fellas.
Sure.
There's no end to your ability to... hold on one sec. I got to get another... the universe gave it to me very slowly. 1 second. Really cherishing those moans, Jenny. Thanks for sharing that. This is for the fellas. Soaring through the sky like an eagle, your dick is so adequate until it's not. Also, one more. I just thought of one more. This is for fellas. I just love being a man, so I have so many of these in mind. Listen, you might bemoan erectile dysfunction, but do not underestimate the value of simplicity. Making a binary a singular thing, it can really simplify your life if your cock can't get hard. And you know, learn to appreciate that. Okay, Jenny, blossoming fathers, go.
Well, I thought that, like, I called before, and then I thought somebody else was going to call in too. I haven't been able to listen to the show. I was crying to my friend about my father passing away.
Right.
So I think, can you catch me up on
what's been going on?
Also, thank you, everybody, for spelling my name right, Genitalia. Thank you.
You are, in fact, Italian.
Mm-hmm.
So that is like a little shout out, Genitalia.
I feel like it's nice. I feel like it's nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
What do you? Yeah.
Now, Jen, get you up to speed. You know, on Tuesday we had a very special evening. It was I'm Leslie Tanner. Ask me anything. It was an intimate evening.
Oh my God.
Just questions back and forth. You know, ask me anything about my life, because I wanted to give back after, you know, receiving your trust for so long, the Explorer's trust for so long. It was a special night, but tonight we're back to work, back putting that nose to the grindstone, as they speak, or as they say, so to speak. And so that's what we're doing tonight, talking about blossoming fathers. So you were just talking about how you're speaking to your friend and crying about how your father is dead.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of the opposite of blossoming in a way.
No, false.
How is what I said wrong?
So here's the weird thing: is the second I accepted that he's gone, like my whole life started getting better.
Okay, so you're blossoming, but you've accepted that your father is gone, passed away.
Yeah, he's definitely gone, dude.
Definitely gone.
Yep.
There's no
chance.
misgivings. There's no misunderstanding.
Yep.
Everyone's pretty much on the same page. Dude's dead.
Yep. Cemetery. The whole works.
Yeah. Lifeless, in the ground, no longer alive.
Right, like grass still doesn't grow on like the gravesite. I won't go see it. My dad's dead.
Right. Namaste.
But is that blossoming?
No.
Maybe I'm blossoming.
You're blossoming.
Oh.
He's not. Welcome to the
he's
Dead
not.
Dads Club. Live life with your dick stiff, says Pepperoncini.
That sounds like he. Okay, so what's weird about Pepperoncini's take on that is that there seems to be like, is that like a sexual thing, or just the fact that there's like his body's not ever going to move again, and it's what's the word, Leslie?
Rigor mortis?
When you lock up? Yes, thank you. That's why you're the guru.
Yeah, rigor
And
mortis.
No, I'm not
but
taking
even
benzos,
that
and
goes
I'm not
away.
taking booze. And I don't even know you, Grandpa Liquor. By the way, who would be a Grandpa Liquor?
Oh, you're beefing with Grandpa Liquor right now?
I don't know. He highlighted a message. I can see my computer. I have a computer and I can see it.
Well,
Leslie?
Wonderful.
Do you have a dad? Did you come from a dad or an egg? Were you like born in a nest?
I was raised by a community, like a kind of a spiritually focused, exclusive community. I mean, I technically have a father. Here we go. Stress Yoga says, "Et cantent in vis Domini conia magna es gloria." Oh,
Okay,
it's
we're
time to play
talking about-
jazz. The Jazz Express is taking off. I got to play some jazz. I'll put you on hold. Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Toot toot. All aboard. The Jazz Express is leaving this station. No food and drink will be served on this train. Only sensual, spiritual sustenance. Namaste. 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 Blessings to each of you. Phil Z, thank you so much for those bits. I'm seeing Hippocryptomatic cheering 1,000 bits for Terminate Jazz. Fuck you. You don't get to do that. Namaste, but you do have a termination in the chamber. Blessings to you. Phil Z, I kissed a toaster and I liked it. Taste of his cherry chapstick. Oh my gosh, where do you think of that stuff? Man, I guess only in the Dominican Republic, as they say. Who thought of that? Also seeing Pawn Scum with a subscription. Blessings to you, and thank you so much for sharing that. Dead Pagan, Jazz Me Up Guru, absolutely. Namaste. I guess I have no choice. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the sensual stylings of the Jazz Express. Namaste. Namaste. Blessings to you. It feels so good to be able to be here with you all, enjoying this moment, enjoying the universe as it speaks through the sort of vibratory presence of our receptors here with each other. Namaste to you. What a gift it is. What a gift is especially to those of you who don't enjoy this. Hypocriptomatic, I know you don't like this. And that's why I do it. Of course, it's easy to do it for people who enjoy this, but I genuinely believe the healing power of jazz can be felt primarily through those that hate the experience, that ultimately would wish this would stop. And this is who I do it for. I do it for those who fucking hate this, who hate the Dorsey brothers, who hate, Dizzy Gillespie, who hate Art Farmer, Namaste, etc., etc. Let's keep this nasty bitch going. Blessings. Wow. Namaste. Namaste, my sweet explorers. And as the Jazz Express moves along, ask yourself, how much longer can this go? Let's fucking find out. Data Pagan, Jazz for Jen's dead dad. Namaste to you. That's the thing. Dead dads love jazz. And that's true. I think many of us can relate to many of our fathers going through a period of enjoying jazz inexplicably. I know my father had a moment where he took me to a jazz festival. I had no idea what jazz was at this moment. He wore a Kangol hat and he had a soul patch for that day. And he wore a sort of linen shirt and swayed his hips along to what I believe was David Sanborn. Namaste, R.I.P. David Sanborn. Namaste. Danny Blue Jean, thank you so much for that gifted sub to Hugh Jazz Jr. Data Pagan, thank you so much again for those bits. Phil Z, I'd rather listen to a Dominican with few teeth sing the entire catalog of Pink. That's so funny. Pawn Scum, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Danny Blue Jeans, thank you for those bits. I really appreciate everybody's excitement. Jen's bird killed her dad, kind of jealous. And that's a funny little piece of lore. Maybe we can have that confirmed in a moment. But for now, let's keep the choot-choot jazz train a-tooting along. Blessings to you. Let's see what I can't shake out of this coconut tree, huh? Namaste. Anonymous gift, thank you so much. Cheers, Jazz. Namaste to you. I'm seeing Phil Z. Jensberg killed her dad. Namaste to you. Blessings to you. Wow. No way you come off as... I love this. We're getting some real beefs. The Jazz is heating stuff up. And that can happen. The passion that Jazz brings out in Explorers is unparalleled. Go to any other Twitch stream that you see on this whole fucking website, and you won't see Jazz for the most part. You'll see a handful. But if you do see it, Lord knows it's not going to be making people fight. And I love that. I love that about this. I love this specially crafted thing can just absolutely upset people, make people hate each other. Because overall, you can't have a community without humanity, and you can't have humanity without hate. To be anti-hate is to be anti-human. And after all, that's what Jazz is about. Jazz is about passion. Jazz is about being a human goddamn being, and that includes very vitriolic hatred. Namaste. No, we got, and I'm going to take her off hold to let her know. So, Jen, you've been terminated. Namaste. Wow. Blessings to us on a beautiful evening of Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie, host of Explorations with Leslie Tanner. Here we are, 708-240-8953. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
Yeah, I chambered, and to go with tonight's theme or whatever, I said I chambered a butt plug before that.
So you wait, did you really put a butt plug in your ass?
No, I chambered it. I probably shouldn't have put it like that. I chambered that.
I'm confused. So there's not a butt plug in your ass right now?
No, want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I chambered a you can't cut me off thing.
Oh, you've got a block if you want. Yeah, okay. So listen,
Yeah,
so just to be clear to the chat, the termination over here is 1,000 bits. Jen has a termination lock. She's got it in the chamber, so she's got a block.
I'm locked and loaded.
It's going to take 2 terminations to bring Jen down.
Yep. 2 terminations.
Okay. Namaste.
Okay, so one time I got dressed. Does this have to do with... Oh, maybe it does. Anyway, one time I went with, I had to go down to the city, right? So I took, the subway, whatever, train, and, train and then subway. And, I dragged, a suitcase with me, and it had all these terrible things in it that I could hit somebody with. And also there was definitely a butt plug. Who brought up the butt plug thing earlier?
I don't know. You just started saying it. Phil Z with a communal vision.
All right.
PETA does not approve parrots as anal sealants. Okay, so there. Your block has been removed. You have been, a termination has gone on the board from sociopathogen, but you're using your block. Am I right?
Yes, I've got 2 blocks.
Well.
Can we wait? Can I
you have
still
2
wait?
blocks.
2 blocks.
All right. So there's... wait, you have 2 blocks? All right. So retroactive abortion through a termination down as well. So you are vulnerable.
Guys.
You are an infant, a raw, open infant waiting to be crushed.
Why?
I was wrong. If anybody actually wants a refund, let me know. But she had 2 blocks.
Datapan, I've never seen you put $1 out, so you tell me about that. Datapad.
Listen, if you want a refund, you can. If you want a refund, I was mistaken. She spent 2,000 bits during
Guess
Jazz.
what? I looked at my bank account, and I spent $200 on blocks.
So and that's it. Danny Blue Jeans threw 1,000 down, and you're done.
And Robocop, why don't you put up
Namaste,
some money
bye. 708-240-8953. 708-240-8953. That was it for Jen getting terminated. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
Hello?
Hey, caller, how you doing? Can you hear me?
I can now, yes. How are you this evening?
I'm doing wonderfully this evening. What's something we could call you?
This is It All Costs Money.
It all costs money. Brother, welcome back to the program. How are you?
You know, I'm existing. Yeah.
Wonderful. What I didn't understand a word you just said. How are you doing?
I said I'm existing.
Existing. Okay. Well, that's neither good nor bad. Just sort of a descriptive word. Jen, get a clue. You block like Sly Stallone in Rocky 3. Namaste. Says Phil Z. So not good. I think what Phil's trying to communicate there. Thanks, Phil.
I am so glad that Jen is part of this program. I think she needs so much help, and there's only so much help that, you know, any one person can give, but you seem to be doing a fantastic job. I think just letting her go off on her tangents is probably very beneficial, but we were talking about blossoming fathers, correct?
You know, I love, namaste, I love, we are talking about blossoming fathers, but I love Jen. I love Jen's presence here. You know, I know, you know, far be it from me to say it is right or wrong for anyone to dislike her at all. You know, I'm not here to police anybody's, you know, interactions or relationships. Of course not. Caller, do you have your jaw wired shut? That's from Data Pagan.
No, I was eating cookies, and I was kind of still cleaning out my mouth when the call came through. I wasn't expecting you to answer so quickly.
Yeah, well, you were there, so I said, why? I said, why not? You know.
Sure. No, apparently Data Panon and doesn't understand how you close your mouth a little bit when you use your tongue to clean out the in between your teeth and your the lips. Anyways, it was delicious. But blossoming fathers.
Blossoming fathers, yes. Enough of this other stuff. Blossoming fathers, chat with me.
Yeah, so I have no children that I know about.
Have you just cream pied a lot though? That would make it confusing.
I have, and I have had condoms break. You know, you can't trust them all the time.
Yeah. Phil Z, caller, were those cookies ookie? As in ookie cookies? Does that mean cum? Is that what we're getting at?
They were not anything of the sort. They're just for your, oatmeal chocolate chip.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Air out
I know,
my
who
neck.
The fuck makes a phone call while eating cookies? This guy. All right. Duchins. This guy does. So yeah, blossoming fathers. I don't personally have any children that I know about, but my father was fairly interactive in my life. He was not at first, but it felt like as we got into teens, he taught me how to play chess. He showed me how computers worked, and he was willing to learn and grow with me as I grew into adulthood.
Wow, how about that? Interesting. And
right?
and so are you, so what's wrong with you? Are you mentally ill?
Oh yes, extremely.
But it's not from your dad, abusing you though.
No. The other parent was not as
So your mom did a number on you.
Yeah, you could say that.
Namaste.
You could definitely say that.
So mom.
But I wanted to call in to praise fathers and talk about fathers who like to learn and grow.
Yeah, some fathers like to do that, and it leads to a more pleasurable experience, certainly more edifying experience for the children. I could speak. We devote a lot of energy towards mothers and women and birth and pregnancy and vaginal stuff and there's a time and place for that. But I'm going to let that statement about your mother sit exactly where it is and choose to focus on blossoming fathers. So, blossoming fathers, he grew with you, you said. He grew with you. Do you have any specific examples of what you might be referring to?
I very distinctly remember in my youth him using racial slurs in terms, and now not so much at all. He's learned that some of those words and actions were very harmful to other humans, and he's learned to grow and accept some of these changes, societal changes that are coming about. It's kind of nice. I don't hear that happening with old people in their 60s and 70s very often.
Yeah, I've seen it go both ways. I haven't really kept a tally, but I've seen some parents turn more conservative direction, but then I've seen some parents live out in a way that's like, okay, take it easy sometimes. Sociopathogen caller, are you trying to tell me I shouldn't be a pussy? That's from Sociopathogen.
I am not. I have no qualifications to tell anyone anything directly, really, in chat. I was actually calling to discuss with Guru, just to be clear.
So you weren't calling Sociopathogen a pussy?
No. I can definitely say I was not doing that.
Well, now that it's come up, would you?
If it was called for, sure. If that's something that they wanted or enjoyed, or, if other people were like, hey, this guy's a pussy, you should call him a pussy, I might be peer pressured into doing that.
So you could see yourself like you're trying to make friends and you want them to think you're cool, and they're like, hey, it all costs money. Call this guy a pussy and we'll let you hang out with us. And you'd be like, okay.
Potentially, if they were people I wanted to associate or hang out with, then yes. It's all circumstantial. Like
if they're cool enough.
But just to outright call them a pussy, like for no other reason than to call them a pussy, they would have to be into it. I would have to have consenting. I'm not so much into.
Wait, the person you're calling a pussy
down.
has to want to be called a pussy?
Right. Yeah, of course.
What if they're a pussy, and it hurts to know something that maybe they have an inaccurate depiction of themselves in their mind, and you're really honestly being empathetic and loving. Communal
if that's the case, then
think about that for a moment. Communal vision from Hippocryptomatic. I want Sociopathogen to get a job and not being fat and stalking someone said. I love that. Thank you so much, Hippocryptomatic.
I'm a big proponent for building people up rather than tearing them down.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. But what if someone has a blind spot, right? And in order to correct a certain, aspect of themselves as a person, to build them up, sometimes you got to destroy in order to create. And in this sense, we might have to belittle someone and hurt them, but really they're already hurting. They're just not looking at it. They have a broken leg. We're just saying, hey, you've got a broken leg, sweetheart.
Oh, sure.
So in this sense, would you call someone a pussy in that sense?
I certainly would. If it was cathartic for everyone involved, then absolutely.
I mean, it's really going to hurt this guy's feelings. He's not going to experience the catharsis for a while.
But eventually they will, then sure. It's sort of like ripping that Band-Aid off. Like, it hurts in the moment. But
Phil Z says, it all costs money. Have you ever raised sea monkeys and yelled at them as cathartic gesture or of failed fatherhood? Don't ask me to
I have never had the occasion or pleasure of raising sea monkeys or even owning sea monkeys. In fact, up until even just a few years ago, I thought it was just an internet meme. I didn't even realize that they were real.
Sociopathogen. Here's Jen punching in the dark.
Comic books.
Thank you so much for the bits, Phil Z and Sociopathogen. Namaste to you. Blessings to you.
Jen punching in the dark.
Now, it all costs money. Now, what about this? What about a situation you don't know if they're ever going to fully come around? You never know, but can you, with love in your heart, call someone a pussy if the situation calls for it, and you're trying to hang out with cool guys in like leather jackets and stuff?
Probably then, yeah.
And they're really loving too, and they're like a fraternity of loving guys, and they're like doing shots of like milk at the bar, and they're being really sweet to everybody, but they're like, listen, do us a favor, we'll let you chill with us, but you gotta call that guy a pussy. He's the biggest pussy, and it's ruining his life. You gotta go talk to him. Would you do it?
Probably, especially if it was for like a free shot or something. Even though I don't drink a whole lot, I'd probably be down for that.
Yeah. Okay. So you would do it. Borealis Black. This is for anyone who needs to hear it. You're a pussy. Thank you so much, Borealis. Appreciate that. Yeah, I can't tell you how much good you're probably doing, especially with a lot of people drawn to this community. Communal vision. Sociopathogen, you're a pussy and could never be a part of a cool biker group. That's from Hippocryptomatic. Any response? Or no, that's a communal vision for sociopathogen. It has nothing to do with you. It all costs money.
Oh, fantastic.
Everyone's just calling each other a pussy right now.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see that.
Get it out.
I don't remember who said it. It was someone much more famous than myself, and I think it was a comedian. I don't remember her name, but she said, it's weaker to be a ball sack than a pussy, because a pussy can take a good hard pounding, but you even just tap the balls and they start to feel pain.
Yeah, I know. If you wanted to play the kind of literal games with that sociopathogen with a communal vision, I was wondering if you hold a pinky up when you're sucking off a rich guy. I'm gonna throw that to you. It all costs money.
I'd say you can, and you probably should, just for the sheer absurdity of the act. Just for the sheer joy of it. Like, you raise your pinky while you suck in that rich dick, and you look at the world around you. You look them in the eye if you want, and you're just like, tea time, boss, and you go to town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's tea time. Tea time. And then you maybe like when you're jacking off, you could hold up a pinky, and when you play with the balls a little bit, hold up a pinky.
I mean, if you're rich, go for it. If you're poor, that's just kind of like not really worth the entertaining the idea, right?
I mean, if it's kind of pretentious if you're poor. If you're rich, it's cool, like a monocle or a top hat. Like if you're rich, you could just do that kind of shit because you've got a bunch of money. Even if it looks ugly, they just get to do tacky shit because they're on top of the pile. If you're poor, though, you got to be, you got to be, cognizant.
Intuitive.
It's just going to make it even more pathetic if you act like you have a bunch of money or something. Namaste. Well, listen.
Fucking horse because cars aren't enough. Sociopathogen. I appreciate the words that come out of your brain pan and make it to the screen, but sometimes it feels like you just need a hug. Do you have anyone in your life who is willing to come close enough to touch you, long enough to wrap their arms around you and give you a hug?
Communal vision from Hippocryptomatic. I like this guy's voice. He sounds like Rumi. Would he like to have tea someday?
I would enjoy tea with as long as it's virtually. Absolutely.
That's true. That's Christopher Miller coming in hot with poor people have a way better taste IMO due to restrictions. Like caviar is shit. Well, I think there's some substance to your point there, Christopher Miller. I appreciate you chiming in. And I think there's something about, having to be creative. The human spirit comes alive with restriction. It actually takes a whole world of different kind of discipline if you have access to resources in order to be as cool, certainly speaking. Now, listen, good to hear about your father. When we do like a blossoming Mother's Day, let's hear about your piece of shit mom, though. All right?
I would be happy to share. Namaste, Leslie. Namaste, chat.
Namaste at all cost money. Thanks for being such a trooper and calling in tonight.
Appreciate you.
Namaste, bud. Wow, beautiful. Beautiful night we're having together. The program works. As Christopher Miller put it. Yes, exactly. The program works. Blessings to you. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
Hey, best friend Leslie. It's best friend Toaster.
Toaster, it's so great to hear from you so late in the night. Usually I assume you go to sleep, but what's your bedtime?
Well, I'm actually just waking up. I just drank my morning coffee. I'm ready to start the day. I'm feeling pretty good, actually.
Wonderful. Well, listen, chat's excited to hear from you. I'm excited to hear from you, best friend Toaster. Now, just waking up, take us into your morning routine.
Okay. Basically, the first thing that happens, I find myself just laying in bed suddenly. And I'm like, oh, okay. I know what's going on here. I'm waking up because I just went to sleep a few hours ago. So, okay, here we go. And then I kind of start forgetting all that, and then like snuggling away under the covers, and I fall back asleep a little bit, but it's not like a full deep sleep. And I'm like snuggling and wiggling around under the covers and stuff like that. And
you've been terminated by Phil Z.
Okay, all right.
Thanks so much for the bits, Phil. And Toaster, fuck off. Namaste. It was great to talk to you, though, Toaster. I'm so glad you found time to call. I love speaking to Toaster. Love speaking to Toaster. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
Hey, it's me, Genomatic, and I didn't appreciate that at all because I felt like Toaster was really getting into something.
He was just getting warmed up.
He was just getting warmed up. I feel like we could have gotten
and you've been terminated again. Namaste. That's that on that. Period. Blessings to Genomatic and Toaster. Blessings to you. 708-240-8953. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
Hey, Leslie, it's Toaster.
Toaster, great to hear from you again.
Hey, I just wanted to say, also one of the main reasons I called in tonight was I just want to formally apologize for my embarrassing phone call last episode. God, that was a real.
And you've been terminated again. Namaste.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Sociopathogen and Data Pagan. Namaste to you. Thank you so much for the bits. I genuinely appreciate it. I can't tell you how much I do. Phil Z, you got one in the chamber, bud. We double terminated Toaster. So, Phil Z, up to you. You let me know. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. Tonight we're discussing blossoming fathers. What is something I can call you tonight?
Hey, Leslie, it's Toaster. One more time.
Good to hear from you. I'm just waiting. Phil Z's got one in the chamber, so.
No, I have a block.
You don't have a block. You'd have to spend money for that.
No, remember you said I have a block.
When did I say that?
You don't remember? You don't remember
that? Are you trying to trick me? All right, you've been terminated. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you tonight?
Hey, Leslie, it's Genomatic. It's just so good to hear from Toaster, like especially on like a trying night, like when we're talking about our dads.
Right, I know.
And I feel like, I feel like he had a lot to say that he didn't get to yet about loss. Especially how he loses Mario all the time.
What do you think Toaster's dad is like?
He's probably dead.
Like your dad?
Or never there.
Are you just saying that because your dad is dead?
I mean, like, if I had to look at the facts, I'd say my dad's definitely dead. I didn't internet whether or not Toaster's dad is dead. But, I mean, I could just ask him. But I feel like he's just such a lovely person.
Did you say them? Toaster?
Really...
Did you just them, Toaster?
Them?
I think you
Is he a
did.
them?
I think you just hit Toaster with a them. That's all. I just noticed.
Okay, yeah, what? I mean, Toaster's just a swell. Them? Is that what we're saying now? Should we?
And you've been terminated by sociopathogen. Namaste. I love that. I love that. Once you plant a seed of queer doubt in someone's mind who's trying not to fuck up, that butthole gets so tight, like an ice cube in their ass. Caller, welcome to Explorations with Leslie Tanner. My name is Leslie. What is something I can call you?
Leslie, you can call me Data Pagan.
Data Pagan, welcome to the Is this your first call, Data Pagan?
This is my first call, and I've been a little shy, but I have to say, if I can keep Toaster and Jen off the line, I'm here for it.
Well, that's the thing. You know, people can complain all day about their least favorite callers calling up, and Toaster and Jen are, you know, they're definitely up there for a lot of people. But if you're not willing to do the work like you are just now to, you know, get that voice on the line, then they're just going to keep calling in.
Namaste.
Namaste. Well,
it's kind of like a filibuster. It's kind of like a spiritual filibuster of sorts.
I see that. Yeah, I see. So listen, Data Pagan, this is going to be a really productive filibuster. I want to thank you for calling in. The bravery with which you've called in has been noticed by everyone. I see a lot of people excited in the chat that you've called in. And so, Data Pagan.
Yeah.
I just want to start with you tonight. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so much better that I've called, and I'm so much better that I could tell you about my cool dad, who isn't dead, who did a great job raising me, and who wasn't a piece of shit.
How about that?
So here we go.
How about that? I know we got a bunch of abused, like mentally ill, just really lost people in the chat, but it's sometimes it's a nice breath of fresh air to just talk to somebody who, you know, had a normal dad and is relatively normal themselves. Would you describe yourself as normal, or in any sense?
I think I would. I'd go with well-adjusted.
Well-adjusted. Let's do that. Yeah, it kind of gives me like opposite vertigo to speak to someone that's well-adjusted, relatively speaking. To
Namaste.
To the jackals that call this this program.
The jackals and the hides.
Absolutely. You know, you never know exactly who you're going to get when these nincompoops call sometimes. But so you're well-adjusted. Father had a positive role in your life. Can you take us inside of that experience? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people in chat that are just thinking, they have no fucking clue about what you're about to tell them.
Oh, I'm sure. Okay, so my dad was a hardworking guy. He had an amazing work ethic, put the food on the table, kept the roof over the head. I'm sure that's not many callers here, not many listeners could say such. He was a wonderful guy, gave me a lot of wisdom, instilled a lot of love, a lot of hope, a lot of care, you know, and made me the person that I am today, which is productive and a beautiful part of society, I'd like to say.
Wow. Wow. It's rare that we get to speak to someone like you in this community. It's already, I see people getting fucking pissed off about it, to be honest.
Good.
Good. You know, being faced with how it should have been for them in their lives is really sending them over the edge. And listen, it's important. It's important that they sit with this dissonance.
Just to know that it does exist. It's not a pipe dream, and you know there are good dads out there, and it's unfortunate you didn't have one. So maybe just try to be a better dad to your own children. Break that generational gap that you had instilled there by your piece of shit dad, and just keep it going. Try to be better than the last.
Namaste from Stress Yoga. I'm not. Why is she saying that? Because we are black. I think so.
Aw, no racism.
I'm trying to understand the racism. To be honest,
Did I say something racist?
A lot
I
of
was
no.
trying
You
hard
haven't
not
said
to.
anything racist. Stress Yoga.
Okay,
Stress
not
Yoga is a wild card here. I'm just trying to understand. Usually, racism has some sort of coherent. It's not ultimately a coherent logic, but it's like a. There's something to, there's something to, putting one foot in front of the other,
N-word. Usually an N-word.
As long as nobody, no one said, we
yet.
can't say the N-word on Twitch.tv. That's,
No,
that's certain.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we're not going there. Just talking about good dads. My dad was a white dad. I don't know if that matters. Does it matter?
A white dad, and you're a white person, right?
I am. I'm not sure if it's your actual surname, but we have the same surname, so that's maybe why we're both so, well adjusted and so spiritually.
There's a
in tune with
classic,
ourselves and with our-
a classic white American family. It sounds like. And let me catch up on some
Hallelujah.
communal visions real fast. Sociopathogen, this kind of energy will finally make me eat Popeyes. From Sociopathogen. Hypocryptomatic shared, I'm intuitive and I see her white triangle hat, saying you're in the KKK. And then Phil Z says, I'm naked, namaste. So Phil Z, large fella, Dominican Republic, butt-ass naked, penis out. Congratulations. Great.
I need to know.
Great.
I need to know. Popeyes, when you go to Popeyes, spicy or not spicy? I'm going to guess spicy because you said you had some, just.
I enjoy spicy.
digestion
Yeah, I'm
issues.
guilty as charged.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love
Yes.
Popeyes. Love Popeyes and I love the spice. But yeah, it did. I shit so much. It was insane. Very quickly.
That's what it's good for.
And what kind of response, somebody called up earlier. We got an explorer here. I think you were probably here for the call. An explorer shared with us that, their dad was absent because he was too busy. I think he's got he'd be too busy putting food on the table and couldn't therefore, the reasoning there being couldn't be an emotionally present father because he was working so much. Now, what do you say to that? Because it sounds like you got a father in your hands, a relatively well-adjusted experience who was a hard worker and emotionally available. Any response to this explorer who, seemed to reason that you can't have both?
I would have to disagree with him. I think that a genuine dad who loves his kids is going to take time for both. If he's going to put himself all into his work and not save at least 10-20% of his time for his kids, I mean, that maybe his kids weren't fun to hang out with. I don't know.
Maybe it was his fault. That's a good point.
Maybe that's kind of the first thing I thought. I think it was the children's fault. Maybe they weren't any fun to hang out with.
And that a thought did occur to me. I was so enamored by her story. Our first caller tonight, Kara, really shared with us a very special tale of her father knocking up her prostitute mother with several children, her being one, and then went on to tour a marionette show, Christian marionettes.
Right.
And
I tried to follow. It sounded like a recipe for disaster, if I have to be honest with you. But I'm glad he was there at all to put food on the table. At least she had that. She should be so thankful.
And then also, she said she got yelled at for her shitty crowd work. Maybe her crowd work fucking sucked.
Maybe
it was not good.
There's a reason for bullies.
Exactly. There's a reason for bullies. There's a role played by predators.
Namaste.
Namaste.
What a beautiful phone call we've had.
I know. This feels great, Data Pig. This feels wonderful. Hypocryptomatic says, seems like you poop a lot. Were you nervous about the dad talk? Do you have a daddy-o? Oh, do I have a dad? No. No. Father's
Who's
dead.
Pooping?
Father's dad wasn't very close to him. I was raised by a community. Technically I have a father. Someone had to come in my mom, but Stress Yoga, did her mom ever admit to her dad about her affair? Did her mom ever...
Yes.
Is
Wait,
that
are we
for
talking
you?
about Kara or me?
Is that for you?
I don't know. These people must know me.
Why, did your mom cheat on your dad?
A little bit. Just for fun. He was into it, though.
Oh, really?
Maybe
They
that's
were
why
open
he was
to
so
it?
emotionally available. I mean, hey, it was the 80s.
80s,
Open love.
yeah, they were, man, yeah.
They
There's
were
a lot of
crazy
things about
back
the
then.
80s
We
that...
can't judge them.
Well, Seventh Dragon Ball.
I'm just kidding.
Seventh Dragon Ball. So the takeaway from all this is to get your kids a job with you and teach them to work at a young age, and you get to spend time with them. Then they don't have daddy issues when they grow up. That's from Seventh Dragon Ball. Interesting little angle. Wow. Well, listen, Dana Pagan, this has been a fantastic first call. I really appreciate it. And we have been rated. Holy frickin' moly. Nicole Belafonte has rated us once again. Nicole, damn it. Nicole Belafonte, lovely streamer, lovely woman, fantastic community, really bringing that energy to us over here, and it's fantastic to have that energy. Nicole, thank you so much for bringing your community here. Blessings to you. I want to ask what the stream was like, and I want you to tell me what was the stream like. Also, what was the last album you guys pounded out there? What was the last? Because they listen. Have you ever checked out Nicole Belafonte, Data Pagan?
I haven't, but I have to now, I guess.
Got to check it out. Shout out Nicole. Let's do a quick shout out. Let's do a quick shout out for Nicole. And Nicole, what was the last album? It was swell. It was Glenn Miller. Nice. I was just talking with my temporary roommate about the Dorsey Brothers. Do you have any Dorsey Brothers albums? The Sentimental Gentleman of Jazz?
Absolutely. You got to have that in your collection.
You gotta. If you don't, what are you doing?
You're a fool. You're a bozo.
I mean, my favorite from that period is Glenn Miller. But Nicole's got some Dorseys. Namaste. Shout out for Nicole. Thank you for whoever did that shout out. Beat me to it. Well, Data Pagan, I don't mean to keep you all night. I want to thank you for your energy, your generosity tonight.
Absolutely.
Hanging out as hard, hanging out hard as hell, and really kind of basking in the benefits of the program. And
hanging out long and hard.
You know, if someone more newly initiated the program, if somebody said, hey, does that, people say the program works, does it truly work? What would you say to them?
I have to say, it's a month as of today, and 30 days full, the program works.
God damn it, you can't, listen, it's right there.
A month today.
Nothing takes the place of a grassroots testimonial such as what that was shared with us tonight. Namaste. Data Pagan, I really appreciate your presence. I hope you find time to call us again soon.
Absolutely, I will. I'll be in touch. Have a beautiful night, crew. Namaste.
Beautiful night. Namaste to you. Wonderful to speak to Data Pagan. Guys, and I think that's going to be our final caller. God damn it. All right, we're closing stuff out. Phil?
Hello?
You naked?
Nope. Got clothes back on.
Yeah, clothes back on. Dick's away.
Yeah, put them back on. Well, I don't dial naked. That's stupid.
You don't
Who
what
does
naked?
that? I don't dial naked.
You don't dial naked.
I
Here,
don't
protagonist,
call
namaste. Well,
Nobody calls people naked.
no. Phil, we're talking about fathers. You yourself are a father.
Yeah, I mean, it's a freaking curse.
It's a curse. You hate doing it. You resent your kids.
Oh yeah, and I'd rather just have a hot spike of metal up my butt than raise children. It's awful. I don't know. It's a terrible existence. I don't like it.
And what's your least favorite part? How many kids you got?
Just dos kilos.
2 kids. Now, were you always of the opinion that you have right now, that you hate having these children and you curse that they were born?
No, I thought it was a great idea, but here I am.
And were you able to realize that it was a fuck up after the first kid, or did it take 2 kids to really send it home for you?
Oh, the second one, they're like, oh, it's going to get better with the second one. Like, holy shit. No, it didn't. It got way worse.
Yeah, so
And
you
trust me,
thought
my
maybe
dad
2
wishes
might
he was
buoy
dead.
it.
My dad, we're on a vacation to celebrate my father, and he's like, I hate everybody. I wish I were dead. I'm going back to my room. I'm going to sit in the air conditioning. It's great.
Beautiful. And what a beautiful part of the world to be in, to be able to do that on a sort of, a sort of tropical environment. Every amenity at your disposal, surrounded by people that love you, and to have such bitterness in your heart, I think is it really shows how resilient you are, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I would have proved them all wrong. Because love is a failing trait. It's just a total waste of time. And I do not desire to have fun. I just desire to ruin everybody's existence and basically challenge them mentally into the states where they're in conundrums. My son was dancing on the stage tonight, and he could only have one button buttoned. He was doing a little dance, and he was like, holy shit. He doesn't even fit into T-shirts that I wish I could. He's tiny, but he's already busting out. I'm like, oh, you're doomed to fail. Welcome to my life. He's,
Good.
And I brought this into the existence of the world.
Now, I think you brought up something real important, Phil. I think you brought up something real important. Earlier tonight, we were discussing blossoming fathers. We were talking specifically about how blossoming can be negative and how often blossoming is, in fact, a negative thing. Now, what you are doing is you are self-blossoming negatively with bitterness, with resentment, and you're communicating that to your children. And in so doing, offering them, weirdly enough, an affirmative role model situation. Sociopathogen Phil, have you ever built a fort?
Oh, definitely. I've definitely built a fort. And out of sheets, with pillows, and we're just kind of like, you like giggle and laugh. And you kind of...
Nighty-night, Mary Lou.
You get a bag of popcorn. You never had did you ever have a bag of popcorn under a sheet fort with your dad?
No, I never did that. No,
I do like every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
So now with my dad by myself and kind of hoping that my dad was there. But he had open heart surgery, so he's kind of not really good at life. So who's you?
Listen, I don't want you to get, do you feel bad about being bitter and resentful towards your children? Do you feel bad about it?
Yeah.
I want you to forgive yourself.
Yes. What?
I don't say this often. I don't say this lightly. But Phil, I want you to feel affirmed tonight in providing negativity, a detriment, a disadvantage to your children's lives.
Oh.
You're giving them, you're probably giving them, if not their whole personality, very important fundamental parts of their personality.
I'm like an anti-sunscreen person. I give my kids sunburns as lessons. It's like, see, you're not going to have me here forever. Get sunburned.
Exactly.
Roasted.
Well, I'm not going to pretend that I understand what you just said.
And figuratively, both.
Yeah,
And that's actually used in the proper tense. And when other people say literally, they say it. They don't even know what it means. They say literally, they don't even know what it means.
You keep talking, and I have no idea what you're saying, but I'm not going to pretend that I do.
Well, that's not the first time. It won't be the last.
It won't be the last. Namaste. And before you go, we have a communal vision coming in from 7th Dragon Ball. Phil, don't concede. You're making them stronger. They need to get off that T and learn to be on their own.
Exactly.
So you're just slapping the titty out of their mouth. Think about that.
I throw them the shark pool.
Namaste.
Go get them. See who wins.
Well, Phil, listen, this is a perfect way. We could not ask for a better cap for tonight's discussion of blossoming fathers. You truly put a nice little nightgown on us, tucked us into bed in a very shitty way, whispered some really negative, acerbic shit in our ears, and just wished ill on us.
Don't drink the water down here, by the way. You will poop your pants. Right?
I love that. Namaste.
Sure.
Phil?
And it's not just Mexico. Just so you know.
I appreciate that.
Spread the word. Don't do it. You'll poop your pants twice.
Or you could just stay in the U.S. and eat Popeyes like I did. I didn't poop my pants, though. Phil, it was great to speak to you.
I mean, I can go poop your pants. I'll do it for you. All right. Namaste.
I miss you, buddy.
Love you. Namaste.
Love you. Namaste. Wow. And that's going to do it, guys. That's going to do it for our stream tonight. Blessings to us. Beautiful evening. I want to thank Tony G. Welcome to the program. Also, Nicole, I want to double down. Thank you so much for that beautiful raid. We're going to go ahead and raid a member of this community. A member of this community who requested a raid earlier, and I'm happy to oblige because, you know, their commitment here to the program is of a next level. Of a next level. Hopefully they're still... Actually, let me double check that they're still streaming. I want to thank my mod team for absolutely holding it down once again. Doofus, Fort, JJ, Mish, thanks for hanging out. Tanner, Leslie, Whiplashes haven't been here in like 6 months. Jessica and VJP Cat. Namaste to you. And also my community of devoted light. Those of you who have understood the value of the investment in front of them and have put themselves down onto the railroad tracks and let that train fucking run over their body and turn them into like a vapor, kind of explode their body, experiencing a death. Namaste to you. Always great seeing you, Nicole. Blessings. Blessings to you. What a wonderful night we've had. Now, I'm going to be taking tomorrow night off. And I'll also view the updated list. Namaste. If you don't see your name on there, always just let me know. Blessings to you. I'm going to take tomorrow night off because I am going to get ready for the telethon next weekend, and I've got stuff to get in order for it. But guys, if you want to take part in the Bad AI Art Tournament, the line is open. Throw your bad AI art into the Bad Art text channel on the Discord server, all right? And let's enter this tournament. Let's go head to head. I want to see what absolute, utter pieces of shit you're able to come up with. Namaste to you. 12 hours. Also, write me some messages. P.O. Box 47621, Chicago, Illinois 60647. All right? I love reading I love reading all the stuff you send me. I love reading the postcards. I love reading the letters. Is Naked Comedy still going? Is Naked Comedy still going? I got to find out. Also, guys, if you want to hold down your spot for where the fuck is Naked Comedy not going anymore? They're not even showing up. Well, if Naked Comedy, if you're around, I'll get you next time because I can't find you. Damn it. Okay, cool. Well, let's go fucking raid somebody else then. With Dishman, you son of a bitch. I'm not doing it. I'm not talking to you about it. Okay, that's that. Great. That's great. Fantastic. Wonderful. Ooh. Can I send you my kids, maybe Phil's kids? Do they go to the P.O. Box? Yeah, try it. I mean, Sociopathogen sent me a whole fucking brick. And they were just like, okay, whatever. Put the sticker on it. So just put a sticker on their forehead and shoo them off. I'm going to do a bad job. Just a heads up. I'm going to abuse your kids. In a way that I'm not going to be able to predict ahead of time. So if you do send me your children, I will be an abusive father figure. It's going to fuck them up at least as bad as you would have. But not that you care, and I guess that's not really the issue. Let's go raid let's raid Abba Box. Let's raid Abba. Naked Comedy, I just couldn't see you. If you see this, I'm eager to raid you though. They were doing improvised animated stuff. Namaste, guys. But we'll be back Tuesday at 8. All right? Mr. Dangus, namaste to you. 19 months, Mr. Dangus. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. What a funny little picture for an abortion survivor. Just a fucked up ass little zombie kid. Blessings to you. Now let's go take this energy. Take this energy of light. Take this energy of love. Take this energy of growth, prosperity, and let's share that with Applebox and his community. Namaste. We'll be back Tuesday. Tuesday at 8, guys. I'm going to take this weekend and get stuff ready for the telethon. But Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time, we'll be gathering once again. Good night to all of you. Blessings to all of you. It'll be wonderful to be with you as soon. I'm already dreading having to be separated from you, to be honest. I am. I'm dreading it. But let's take this energy over there and let's share it. Namaste to all of you. I'll see you all very soon. Guys, YouTube, you guys are the real deal, man. For real, you guys are the real fucking deal. Fuck Twitch.tv. Who gives a fuck, right? You guys are the real deal. You are the foundation on which I will build my church.